ladies and gentlemen, to episode 18 of
1-8.
The Stagler. We're finally there. We're legal.
Haha, you already know.
You already know, guys. And today's kind of a special episode, our 18th. It's a little different. It's a little different for us. You know?
I know.
We're talking about video games today.
Jugar videojuegos,
What?
as some like to say.
Who is some? Spanish people?
Espanol.
Espanol. Well, I'd like to meet him sometime. Anyway, this is Nick. Say hello.
Hi, I'm Nick.
I'm Grogu, and
Grogu.
this is the Stagler.
The Stagler.
So you know how this works. We're gonna start it with our weeks, what we've been doing, what we've been playing, maybe.
Ooh.
Huh. Interesting. And why don't you kick things off here, Nick? I'm Grogu.
Well, I watched this movie.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it before.
Yeah.
Kind of under the radar.
I know somebody who has never heard of this movie, and I was kind of shocked, but that's all right.
Who's never heard of it?
Yeah.
Like, not even heard of it.
They didn't even know it was a thing. They were like, wow. They saw the title, and they were like, wow, I'd watch a movie called
Citizen Kane.
They're like, that sounds like it'd be a cool movie. Because they watched Mank, and they didn't realize that.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy, though? Like, what a fun experience for a person to have.
They watch Mank, and they're like, whoa.
They
This
should make
movie's
Citizen Kane,
Wow.
you know? But that's an interesting way to view the movie. They
That's
liked
crazy.
it, so he liked
Mank or Citizen Kane?
Mank. He didn't watch Citizen Kane. He watched Mank.
Oh.
He watched American.
American.
Yeah. Anyway, so you watched Citizen Kane.
I did, finally, for the first time.
Finally.
I missed
Yeah.
my opportunity like 4 years ago.
You did. I was
5
there.
years ago
and
to see it.
that's when I saw it. Was 4 or 5 years ago.
But
What do
HBO Max came clutch.
Oh, it's on HBO Max?
Yeah.
Dope. Cool. What did you think?
I mean, what everyone else thinks, I guess. It's pretty awesome.
It's a pretty good movie.
It's pretty good. I mean, what can I say that hasn't been said?
You could say that
Poggers. This movie, Citizen Kane, is poggers.
Yeah, Citizen Kane is so Rosebud is so pog champ. That's what he should have said instead of Rosebud. He goes pog champ. Pog. That's the end.
Oh, someone's got to do that.
That you got to do that. That's up to you now.
I'm
You're
on it.
You're a memer. You're a gamer.
I guess I could be a memer.
You're a what do you call it? What do they call them? People who make memes. Are they just memers?
Memers.
That's fucking lame. That's so unpog champ, double plus unpog champ.
I don't know.
Poggers.
But I was listening to a podcast talk about it just recently, and I think one of the people on the podcast kind of summed it up pretty good.
Okay.
So I'll just quote him. He said, "In every single frame of Citizen Kane, there is an idea." And that very much resonated with me, and I think that's a pretty great way to sum up just how incredible of a movie
That's how
this is.
It's how cinema should be. I think, that is kind of what you strive for when you make a movie as a person who's never really, made a movie. I think that's what the idea that you want to go for is that no time is wasted. Every single aspect of the movie is something you can think about or delve into a little bit. Yeah. I remember, it's been a while. I do forget, I only saw it the one time. But they talk about a moment in Mank that was the number one moment for me that I remembered, other than the ending, obviously. But where he was in that room and he just started destroying shit, and he was whatever. Uh-huh. And they mentioned that right at the end of Mank.
Yeah,
they mentioned that part, and I was so glad that they did because I was like, that's like my favorite part of that movie is when he just kind of starts going berserk a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I was very happy with that. But Citizen Kane, check it out, maybe.
Yeah, just watch it. I mean, just watch it.
But honestly, if it being old bothers you, that it's good.
And you're stupid.
I understand sometimes when people say that they don't like watching old movies because old movies tend to have a different kind of feel about them. It was such a different time. Movies were so new. But Citizen Kane, I feel, transcends that. It kind of paved the road almost for the rest of movies, to develop how they do and to challenge viewers a little bit and how they're set up and everything. And, that's all I got to say. Citizen Kane is not like any old...
It's not overrated.
It's not.
Like some people like to say.
Yeah, a lot of people do like to say that,
Like,
which is
it's overrated just because people think it's the greatest film of all time.
what's better than it.
I'm gonna name 5 right now. Here
Okay.
we go. You ready?
Yeah,
Scooby-Doo 2: Monsters Unleashed. Bam.
that
Destroys Citizen Kane.
That's kind of true.
It's not even close.
Not
It's
really.
not even close.
First of all, it has color.
Yeah, number 1 in
Citizen
color.
Kane. Whoa.
Hello. Number 2, the Emoji Movie.
Also
I
has
mean,
color.
duh.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Rampage with The Rock.
The Rock. Yeah,
Yep.
sure.
I mean, come on. Number 4, I'm gonna roll with. Now this one, some people might disagree with me here,
Okay.
but I'm going with Scooby-Doo, the first one.
Oh, see, I would disagree with you there, and I'd actually say Scoob.
Oh, Scoob. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
right,
honestly,
yeah.
probably better than this.
Probably
I mean, I
both.
could probably name like 5 million movies.
Right.
that are
What's
better
every
than
movie that was
Citizen
ever
Kane.
made?
Yeah, exactly. Citizen Kane's like at the bottom of the list.
Oh wait, I'm upside down. Okay. Anyway, you liked it. I'm glad you finally popped your Perry Perry.
Yeah.
You finally popped your Citizen Kane cherry. That's what I meant to say.
Yep.
I'm sure it came out great. Good. I'm glad for you. I want to rewatch it after watching Mank, which we can talk about right now.
Right now, it's Mank. Mank
David
just came out.
David Fincher, I think is how you pronounce it. The director.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? David Fincher. Everyone knows who David Fincher is.
He doesn't make a ton.
But when he makes them,
He does a pretty good job.
he makes them.
Right off the bat. Okay, I guess we should explain what the story is. Herman Mankiewicz is a screenwriter, you know. Mank. And he basically is Orson Welles basically tells him, "Hey, write a script, please, in 60 days."
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, "Okay, I guess I'll get drunk and do it."
Mm-hmm.
And he does it. And it also flashbacks to him just kind of getting to where he is at that point in the movie. And it ends up being, pretty good by the end of the day. And he fights for, his credit to be put on the film because he had agreed to not take sole credit for it, but he wanted to, or not take any credit.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a little conflict there at the end of, what happens. And to be honest, I totally forgot if he did get the credit on the movie or not when I was watching it. I was like, did he? I did not remember.
He wins the Oscar.
He wins the Oscar at the end, and he smiles, and his Gary Oldman face like,
I was wondering in that scene at the end when they're interviewing him if that's Gary Oldman's like actual Oscar.
Oh, yeah?
If Dave Fincher was like, just bring in like your real
bring it,
Oscar so we can use that and
Everyone
not just
knows.
like some like fake one that they made or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But that's the plot. You're just seeing kind of his life. I mean, it's like he said, you can't fit a whole man's life in 2 hours, but you can give the impression of one,
Mm-hmm.
which I like.
It's a good quote.
Yeah, good quotes in this movie. Darling, I'm dying for a Siggy Boo. It's another great quote from Amanda Seyfried, who...
Is it Seyfried?
I don't know. What are you saying?
I always thought it was Seyfried.
Seyfried. That's the
Amanda
Pokemon.
Seyfried.
Seyfried.
I don't know. I don't know how to say her name.
I've always said Seyfried, but what do I know?
I don't know either. So.
All I know is that she's pretty
Dynamite.
PogChamp.
She's poggers in this.
We need to have other words other than poggers. What's other gamer words?
Keck W.
She is so Keck W.
She's so Monka-esque.
She's so Monka-esque.
See, no, poggers is the only thing.
Poggers is the only one. But she truly is very poggers. And I liked her performance a lot. She has a lot of that old world charm to her, just her look.
Yeah, she
and
like
her performance.
she just like disappears into this role. It's pretty striking.
Yeah. She's very, very good. And of course, Gary Oldman. I mean,
he's Gary Oldman.
I'm starting to think that he's not a real human being.
Okay.
And he's just this kind of like spirit that's incorporated into the sack. Like he's just like a golem,
Okay.
And the spirits of these ideas just kind of infest the golem and possess it for a while.
Yeah, I think you're onto something.
I think he's just this weird skin suit. Like, have you ever seen Gary Oldman sleep?
I mean, I guess other than when he's acting in the movie,
But he's not really sleeping.
he's not really
He's
sleeping.
acting.
I mean, I can't say I've actually seen him sleep.
Because
No.
a golem doesn't need to sleep.
I wonder if anyone's seen Gary Oldman sleep.
I wonder if Gary Oldman's seen Gary Oldman sleep. I bet not. Well, technically, it's not like your eyes stop seeing when you close your eyelids on
Isn't that
them.
crazy?
Hello. That's not what being blind is like. Being blind is like what I see out of my hand over here. which is very strange.
Oh, what? Dude, what are we doing?
Anyway, Mank, if we want to talk performances, so it's Amanda Seyfried, blah, blah, blah. We've got Charles Dance as well. He played a bit part, really. Not a lot to do in the film, but, I mean, still was a very nice presence.
He needs to be in more movies.
He does. I mean, Godzilla vs. Kong, right? He's in that.
I don't know. Well, I mean, maybe, I guess, because he doesn't die, right?
No, he takes the body at the end.
Right, yeah, and he's like, fine.
Anyway,
I'll do it myself.
Yeah. Anyway, Mank.
Yeah, guys, Mank. It's a movie. It just came out. It's on Netflix.
It literally just came out yesterday, right?
Yesterday.
Yeah, so good. And technically, this film is...
As with all David Fincher movies.
Yeah, I would have to agree to that. Is just, like, impeccable. Do you know?
I mean, like, you're watching it, and I was searching to, like, see if, like, this movie felt like... Because it's made recently.
Right.
But, like, when you're watching it, it just... I mean, the movie was made in 1930.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You believe that it was made back then.
So the black and white, and it's not just black and white. It's like the actual grading that makes it those soft grays and everything that reaches that perfect tone for that era, you know, of how it worked. And the thing that really blew me away was the sound.
Yeah, the sound mix is
mono
crazy.
Sound mix in it, and I was like, wow. And what was weird to me, and I kind of questioned myself, because when you start the movie, the visuals and the sound kind of hit you really. You're like, oh wow, that sounds weird.
Yeah, you're like, this movie's old as crap.
But then by the end of it, I would swear that every movie sounded like that, and every movie looked like this.
Right,
you know,
yeah.
And I love seeing all the old techniques that were kind of at play. There was a lot of like cant angles at certain times. You saw the classic kind of overlapping like montage, passing of time, old deal that was done very well. I love seeing stuff like that. It was a very fun, fast. Definitely a film that if you don't like movies...
Well, if you don't like movies, why are you watching a movie? Especially, why are you watching a movie about making movies?
Right. That is a weird thing for me to say, but I just want to get the point across that if you're not into movie making, maybe.
There we go.
Or even the history of movies.
Yeah.
Probably not get as much out of it. You'll still get something, but definitely not as much. Even looking at the sets recreated of the old back lots in the studios and everything.
Cool.
That was... Oh, I was like, wow, this is so real cool footage of back then.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's super cool. And, yeah, just technically incredible.
Yeah, like the walk and talk scene when the Meyer takes Mank, and I think it's Orson Welles' brother, or his brother. And they just, like, walking through, like, the lots or whatever, and he's, like, explaining to them all the things. Exactly. I mean, it's just, like... Whoa, it's like sensory overload, basically. Like, they just built all of this stuff, and you would just swear that they just filmed it in the 30s.
I love seeing the stripper with the pasties on her nipples being like their like stenographer.
Yeah, that was funny.
Well, it's funny, but it was also kind of like, I don't know. It's funny, but it's also obviously like a slide at it. It's like, oh yeah, it was super duper sexist, and
it just kind of shows that like old Hollywood really isn't like this kind of like glorious thing that like seems that like most people could just kind of think they're like, oh, the old Hollywood days, everything was so great. It's like, no, there's still like really bad people.
But it doesn't focus on that because it's all Mank's story, and it's I guess you'd call it an underdog story. He's like an alcoholic. He's just a really smart alcoholic.
He's just good at
clever,
writing.
Really clever, yeah. Witty even.
Very.
Oh, PogChamp. What was I about to say? Do you have any thoughts about Orson Welles' portrayal in the movie?
I saw some people were like mad that like at the end of the movie Orson Welles kind of like yells at Mank. He's like, "We had a deal," and they're like, "How could you do Orson Welles like this?"
Yeah,
and it's like, well, it's just kind of like what would be like a genuine reaction to like something like that. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, even if it's not really even painting him as a villain at that point, it's just like we had an agreement and now you're coming back on it. I would be angry too. But I think he does. Tom Burke, I want to say actor.
I don't know.
Does a really good job, but the ending definitely was like, it's hard for people to capture the same
Tom Burke
stature of Orson Welles, and the power of just him physically, you know. But I think he did a really, really good job still.
Yeah, and he's like barely in the movie.
Right, exactly. He's barely in it. I'm pretty sure the whole deal about this writing credit is still like contested. This isn't like something that's totally like, this movie isn't the truth. There's still people out there who are like, well, some details or maybe Orson did more than this, you know.
Interesting.
It's not totally set in stone like, oh yeah, Mank did it all and Orson didn't help even a bit. I mean, I'd believe it. You know, that doesn't sound too crazy to me. But it is still a bit contested out there these days.
I didn't know that.
Part of the film, I remember what I was going to say, seemed weirdly, what's the word I'm looking for? Don't say it. Seemed weirdly prescient almost. Like, there was the bits where they're talking, the Upton Sinclair, aka Bill Nye the Science Guy, right?
Yeah.
Was there was like a fake news kind of thing going on and everything. And then the whole bit, I thought, where he came out and was like, the movie theaters are dying. We need to cut salaries and blah, blah. It felt, you know, I was like, hey, that kind of reminds me of things that are happening right now.
Yeah, it was kind of oddly, you were like, whoa, okay, this is kind of
exactly.
like right now.
I like that aspect of the movie. I'm glad it worked out that way, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like it was just kind of luck, how everything just kind of lined up
for
like
that.
Today's atmosphere. But
right, yeah. But I did appreciate it. I thought it was very cool detail. Something that'll be lost, I guess, the further away from its release we get. But still very, very cool. And I hope people remember that when they look back on this movie.
Yeah, and being a movie that's about Mank writing the script for Citizen Kane, the script for this movie I thought was pretty fantastic.
It is It is very written.
Yeah, I mean, it comes to mind like the dinner scene, and then like that scene, and then the very final scene when he gives his big monologue. Those two moments, I was just like, wow, yes,
and by
movies.
The dinner scene, you mean when he's drunk, or do you mean the dinner scene in the lounge where the guy's playing the piano?
In the lounge.
In the lounge,
that
yes,
one.
Exactly.
That one. It's just people are just like, it's just like bam, 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 bam. Witty dialogue.
Right.
Overlap. I'm interrupting you. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's just firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. Very, very written.
Yes.
I would say. People didn't talk like that, I don't think. I mean, they did. I'm sure they did, but I don't think it was. I'd be impressed. I wasn't there. You weren't there. You weren't there. So
I mean,
well, you might have.
Maybe you were.
Maybe you were. I don't know. You Orson Welles. Or Gary Oldman in his Gollum suit.
Yeah, because he would be like immortal then too, right?
Like, well, he would be non-existent. Who would Gary Oldman be?
Maybe he was Orson Welles.
I don't know about that one. He doesn't look the same.
Well, he can change.
He can? What do you know that you're not telling me? Are you Gary Oldman?
I've said too much.
Poof. Yeah, no. Just very well written. The quick wit, you have to keep up almost. I had subtitles on.
Yeah, subtitles on.
I was like, thank God.
Yeah, or you're just going to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and even some of the turns of phrase they use are just unfamiliar. So it's good to have that. Just be like, okay, that's just like an idiom or something. I also liked... Oh, wait, no, I already mentioned Amanda Seyfried. I already did, but I just
Guys, hey, Amanda Seyfried.
But their relationship... Yeah, whatever it is. Their relationship, I thought was very nice. And his relationship with his wife was interesting as well. I've heard that a lot of the accounts... A lot of the stuff that happens, like, this is a detail-ridden film. Like, there are so many details on the back from, like, different memoirs of people being like, oh, yeah, at this party, this person spilled a drink on whatever. And, like, that happens in the background if you watch the movie, you know? Like, they really dug through and crammed every single little thing they could from a recollection of these events by various people.
Yeah, that's super cool because that's exactly who David Fincher is. He's like, this needs to be exactly how I want it, or else like it's not going to work. It needs to be absolutely perfect. And, I mean, it turned out pretty good if you ask me.
I think he definitely pulled it off. With general audiences, I don't know. I'd hope so.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really fair. Do you think people will get hung up on like the structure?
Because it is flashbacks to forward to.
Yeah, it kind of hops around a lot, but I mean, it's not that confusing, but I could see people being like, he didn't understand. We were in 1937. Now we're in 1932. What?
If I had to be honest, that was the one part of the movie I did not like.
How it hopped around like
Not
that?
how it hopped around, but the exterior.
Oh, you didn't
Palace
like
Theater,
the screen,
whatever.
the screenplay thing?
I actually didn't like that.
I thought it was cool the first time.
The first time, sure.
But it happens like a lot.
Yeah.
And I might be overplayed a little bit, but I didn't mind it too much. I still thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not ruining the movie.
This movie sucks.
It's only taken off like 4 points from the score.
I'd take off 6 points.
But that was the one part of the movie where I was like, I could go without that. I think it felt a little hokey to me. I don't know.
What'd you think about like the black dot or whatever?
The black dot. There was one that I swear kept showing up, which I guess makes sense. But I was just like, there's one on like the top right of the screen. I kept seeing it. I was like, oh god, that black dot again. But whatever, it worked. What was this movie shot on? I have no idea.
I don't know.
This is the quality stuff you can expect from the Stag.
I don't know. The black dot.
I don't know. But yeah, Mank. I think people would like it. Probably not very much, but
we liked it, David Fincher.
Yeah,
and I know that our opinion means so much to you, and that you're definitely listening to this right now. So, thank you, David Fincher.
Thank you,
you're
David
welcome
Fincher.
for liking your movie, Mank.
And your movies are good, and you're a good boy.
David Fincher, you are poggers.
David Fincher, PogChamp seal of approval from the Stagler. Keck W.
Yes.
This is awful.
I am having a great time.
I'm sure you are. What's next? What do you want to talk about next?
Do you just want to do Mando, since that's something else we can do together, or do you
Sure,
want
we have
me to do
3 episodes to cover. We never mentioned how we took an extra week, but
well, if you're a true fan, you would have seen the Twitter post.
Right, if you don't follow Twitter,
we took another week,
but you watch our videos, it's kind of weird, but I get it, I suppose.
So like, yeah, but whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We took another week, so there's 3 episodes of Mandalorian this time instead of 2. So we're gonna talk about 3 of them instead of 2.
Yeah.
Got it? Makes sense. Here we go. Episode number 4.
The
Siege.
The Siege.
The Mandalorian rejoins old allies for a new mission.
Okay.
This episode is boring.
I am going to be completely honest with you. I do not remember this episode. Like, I literally have no idea what happened. I remember the meeting, and he jumped off his ship because his ship wouldn't go down all the way, and the guy was like, wow, your ship's fucked, right? And that's it. Then my mind goes blank. What happened in this episode?
Okay, so he gets back to Navarro or whatever. Groups up with the
Outpost,
homies. Yeah. He's like, fix my ship. They're like, all right, but let's go do this thing because you're here anyway, so let's do it. So they go to this like base in a volcano, and they're like, we're gonna do this base, we're gonna
with
blow
the
it up.
fish man.
Yeah, and he's like,
yes,
the dude that was in the carbonite in the beginning of the show.
Blue fish man.
Yeah, and he's like, well, I don't want to help, and he's like, what, you want to go back in the carbonite? And he's like, okay, fine.
Right.
So then they blow up the facility. And then, yay.
Well, one important thing does happen in that episode, which I'm mad at myself for forgetting. Don't they find, like, Palpatine clones?
What?
Isn't that what happened? They're like, look at what are all these weird men in tubes?
Oh, were those supposed to be Palpatine?
I have no idea. Yeah, I forget because I didn't like the episode, so I kind of was.
I didn't think that was it. I don't know. I guess I didn't think about that.
I wasn't paying. I didn't like the episode, so
I remember like the things in the tubes,
yes,
but I didn't
exactly.
remember it being like. I thought it was just like test subjects or something.
Maybe, who knows at this point.
But anyway, the only thing to take away from the episode is that at the end you find out that the people that fixed the Razor Crest put a tracker on it, and Moff Gideon is like, the tracker, is it on the ship? And they're like, yes, Grandmaster Moff.
Not just they, but she, and her name is Katie O'Brien, I think. And she is an actress who I first saw in Z Nation season 5. She plays Georgia St. Clair.
Oh, really?
And
Z Nation?
I like her a lot. She was in The Walking Dead too, but she was like a bit character who died really fast. But I actually like her a lot, and it seems like she might actually, because she was in the newest episode, right at the end where they're walking out, she's there too. She keeps popping up. I'm hoping that she gets to do stuff because I'm really excited for her. I like her. I want to see her do cool things. I hope that she's the one that like turns good or something, you know, because it seems like, I don't know, maybe they'd be going that way with her.
I'm the spy.
Yeah, she can be the spy. Exactly.
I'm the spy.
The great moment in Star Wars cinema history. Anyway, so that episode,
Nah.
yeah, not very gamer.
That wasn't the poggers.
We need to come up with something else.
This is our game episode.
I know, but what's the opposite of poggers? I don't want to say unpoggers. That's what do gamers say. The N word?
Kick W.
Kick
Kick W. That's like if somebody like if you're playing Dark Souls and you like fall off a ledge, everyone in the chat's like kick W.
Oh, okay.
Monka S.
Monka S. That episode was very Monka S.
So yeah. But then we have chapter 13, the Jedi.
Now this episode slaps.
It's a good episode.
This is a very good episode. I am a simp for Ahsoka Tano Dawson. I'm sorry. So he gets to Corvus, whatever the planet was.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's it's a very desolate planet. It's very gross and kind of green. Ahsoka Tano's basically badass. She's just killing people left and right.
She's in the show. Live action.
She's there.
Ahsoka
Live action.
Tano.
It's Rosario Dawson.
Wow.
I was so worried. Not about the performance. Because I was like, Rosario Dawson, she'll nail it. I have faith. But in the look, just literally the physical look of live action. And I think they nailed it.
Looks good.
You know, I heard people complaining that the hair things weren't long enough or whatever. But I was like, they're fine. Yeah, I think they're longer in the animation.
Yeah, whatever.
But whatever.
It's fine.
I think the look is great. It looks a lot more natural than I was expecting. It doesn't look like just orange Garfield, mess.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with that. Obviously, she's like in the dark. She's like turning your lightsabers on and off
cool
to
scene at the
hide in the
beginning.
shadows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought that was a very, very neat way of doing that. Even though she could definitely just like take them all out just like by walking in a straight
but it
line.
looks way cooler.
But it looks way cooler.
Exactly.
And I was surprised that they could do the choreography with her and all that getup and everything, and it still looked great.
Yeah.
It didn't look clunky. I didn't see her head like falling off. It was great.
I hope there's a funny outtake of that.
Maybe
doing a flip.
Yeah.
And falls off.
But very impressed by that. The Beskar armor pretty strong. Takes a lightsaber like nothing.
I didn't know that.
I assumed, but not that good.
Like I know they like talk up the armor, but I was like, it's a lightsaber. It just it goes through everything.
Yeah.
And then Mando's like, shh, and I was like, oh, his arms. And then it like hits it, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, Beskar armor's pretty dang good.
I was like, dang, okay.
Yeah. So she's trying to like save these people who are being like tortured and killed by a character from Star Wars Rebels. And,
Oh, really?
As far as I know, yeah.
Oh.
She's like a Star Wars Rebels
I didn't know
lady. And he's like, okay, I'll help if you train this little boy. She's like, okay, Grogu? And he's like, what? And Grogu's like, ah.
And you're like, whoa, crazy. It's not Baby Yoda anymore, guys. It's Grogu.
It's Grogu, and all those Funko Pops that you have that say the child on them, outdated.
Literally.
You better go buy a new one right now that says Grogu, because that is his name, and you will respect it.
Dang right.
Grogu. What do you feel about the name Grogu?
I like it. Grogu. It's cute.
Grogu. I guess it's not bad.
Grogu.
I feel like he looks more like a, Kenneth.
What? Kenneth.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm a Grogu stan.
Oh, I think he looks like a Kenneth.
I think Grogu is very pog.
They should have named him Pog. Oh, this is little Poggers.
Poggers.
She mentions Yoda, and it does a really nice musical flair when she says Yoda, which was cool. And I was like, this is the chance. This is the only chance they will ever get to put it in the show. She needs to say, Grogu looks just like a little baby Yoda, and she doesn't say it. So the show's
That is true.
I read an interview with Dave Filoni, where he was like, it was really tough to not have her say that. He's like, I wanted her to say it really badly, but I forced myself not to write that in. And I was like, okay.
Respectable.
That's respectable. But I was still holding out hope. I was like, I know it's dumb, but I don't care. Just say Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda. So cute.
But yeah, they kill everybody. It's dope.
They have a cool, like, samurai battle.
Right. Ahsoka and
The emperor lady.
yeah,
Or
have like a
dictator
samurai
lady.
battle, like a Kurosawa style.
It was
like,
really cool.
showdown, and then the Mandalorian and the dude have like a Western shootout. Well, what do you call it? High noon draw thing.
It's high noon.
Yeah, exactly. And they happen, simultaneously. It's a very cool sequence, very entertaining to watch. Much better than the previous episode.
Yep. And then she's like, "You gotta take Grogu to the Rock."
Yeah, you gotta.
And he's like, "Okay."
And then he's like, "Do you smell?" But yeah, he's like, "I can't train him because I'm scared." Kind of. Since Grogu's so young and he has this, what did she say? She's like, "Oh, he's afraid," so that opens him up to anger or something like that. She's like, "I've seen what the dark side can do to the best of us."
I know, which was a cool little.
Is cool or not?
Nod.
Did you know that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll move on. I'm sure they know too. So. Rosario Dawson and Hayden Christensen went to the same school and like knew each other.
Whoa.
And they were already in a movie together. I think it was called Shattered Glass or something like that.
Is Rosario Dawson in Shattered Glass? I don't remember that movie very well.
Apparently.
But wow, that's a good movie from what I remember.
And I thought that I was like, that's cool that she's finally playing Ahsoka, who had this direct connection to him, kind of.
Dang. That's nifty.
It's very interesting. And yeah, because that would have been way after Star Wars, wouldn't it?
What?
Shattered Glass.
Yeah, it was like 2005.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, she looks great. What can I say?
Yeah,
Grogu
fantastic.
looked great too.
And then we have the next episode, the one that just was yesterday. The tragedy.
The tragedy. It is a tragedy. Damn.
Oh my gosh.
I honestly wasn't expecting it.
Man. Robert Rodriguez directed this episode. I saw that. I was like, what?
I was like, oh, cool.
That was kind of cool. Love my man Robert Rod.
Keep it up, Rod.
The Rob Rod.
Yeah.
Love him. Make Spy Kids 5. What? What are you going to say? Spy Kids 5. You were going to say something about Spy Kids 5.
I just went, Please continue speaking.
Okay. Anyway, in this episode, they get to the rock thing on, I can't remember the name of the planet.
It's just weird, like, ancient planet that has, like, a Jedi rock.
And he's like, dude, look, it's the rock. Let's go touch his biceps and his pecs.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. And he's like, okay, I set you on the rock.
What can I say except...
Do the thing. And he's like, oh, you're not doing anything.
And he's like, you stupid little 50-year-old.
Like, he literally sets him down in, like, 5 seconds. He's like, what the hell? Why is
he's like,
nothing
Ahsoka
happening?
said you just do it.
And then the ship rolls up, and he's like, oh, my gosh.
This episode does make the Mandalorian look a little stupid. What's his name? Dur something? Don't they say his name was, like, Dur Jan?
Oh, dang.
Something. They did, though, right?
Yeah,
I'm
they
not making
did.
that up? Okay.
In the first season.
He seems kind of like an idiot in this episode. Because he's like, do it already. He's just poking Grogu with a stick. Like, do the thing.
Yeah.
And then
There's some other parts, too.
there's a ship that comes down, and he's like, oh, okay, I'll go check it out. You just stay put. And he starts doing his force meditation.
Yeah. He's like, that's what he looks like.
Yeah, and then he's like, okay, we need to go. So he tries to grab him, and he gets force pushed out. He's like, oh,
Ow.
wow, let me try again. And he tries again, and the same thing happens. And he does it, like, I want to say 4 times.
He just
maybe
keeps doing
5.
it. And, like, the third time, he gets, like, knocked out cold
Right,
for, like,
exactly.
minutes.
And I was just like, maybe learn your lesson to just kind of, I don't know what blaster bolts would have done in that form.
I know. I don't
If
know.
he would have been safe still. But I was kind of like, maybe shoot your blaster bolt at him and see what happens. Not at him, but in the thing, and be like, let's see if it penetrates.
At
Shoot it at Grogu. It's like, it's time to go. Dead or alive.
Anyway, he checks it out. It's Boba Fett. Wow.
It's Boba
He's
Fett.
alive.
We knew that, though. Well, that's so cool. Boba Fett, I liked him a lot.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's got a cool staff thing. War hammer type
Yeah,
deal.
whatever that was. That was weird.
He was totally, like, when he was busting open the stormtrooper helmets and stuff, I thought that was very, very neat.
Yeah, that was cool. And then there was Fennec.
Fennec, yeah, from the last season.
Yeah. She's in, like, the one.
The sand deserty episode where she, like, double crosses him, I think.
Yeah. They're together. They're just chilling.
She's like a cyborg now.
Yeah, she, like, opens up her tummy.
Yeah. She's
And
like, I
it's
cannot
like-
have children.
And he's like, I need the armor, and he's like, not my armor, and then he's like, no,
My
my
armor.
armor,
My dad's armor.
and he's
I
like,
guess.
oh, okay. And then they get attacked by a bunch of stormtroopers.
Yeah. And they wreck him.
A bunch.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of wreck him
For a while.
but Mando gets like knocked out.
Yeah.
Because, okay, this part frustrated me because they make him take his jetpack
Off. Yeah.
Which is like, okay. But then all the stormtroopers show up.
And instead of putting his jetpack on and jetpacking
up to
he runs
to
over
Grogu.
and climbs
he just
the side
climbs
of the mountain.
the whole mountain and then gets knocked out.
Yeah. They definitely could have.
And then it gets me again because he gets knocked out and then he gets back up and then he goes once again to try to grab Baby
Yes,
Yoda and gets
exactly.
knocked back again. Then he goes down and he fights with them for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Moff Gideon's like, send in the Dark Troopers.
I feel like the writers were just like, how do we... Like, they're like, we want to use the jetpack in the next episode, so we can't destroy it. How do we do this? And they're just like, just have him get knocked out a bunch. And they're like, no one will notice. It's cool.
And they're all the way back down there again, fighting all the dudes.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, let's get back to Baby Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of going and grabbing the jetpack that's
going
right
back.
there, he climbs back up the mountain, and they're too late.
Yeah.
And the Dark Troopers freaking steal Baby Yoda right
Grogu.
in front of... Yeah, Grogu. I'm sorry. It's going to be hard.
It will be hard.
They steal him right in front of him, and they just fly him up into the giant cruiser ship.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, you're stupid.
And then this, I also felt weird because they had the agreement or whatever, and Boba Fett was just like, yeah, we'll just stick together until Grogu's back with you.
Yeah, but that was cool to me because now they're like a little gang.
That is cool, but I was still like, well, that seems a little weak. I don't know. I just felt like it could have been a better...
I feel it.
Like, why didn't they just... I don't know. Like, steal his ship or something so that the armor would still be on it, and Boba Fett would be like, okay, well, I still need my armor, so let's team up. Like, I feel like that would make more sense to me, but I guess they wanted to get rid of the ships. I don't know. I haven't seen the rest of the show.
His whole ship gets like...
Yeah, the Razor Crest...
absolutely decimated.
Annihilated.
It is gone.
Yeah.
There is no saving it.
The only thing left is the Beskar spear,
Mm-hmm.
which I assume we'll get to see hopefully one day.
I want it to stab somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
And then in my favorite part of the episode, the end, Moff Gideon walking, looking like a badass.
Yeah.
Walks in, Baby Yoda, Grogu,
Wow.
literally destroying these two storm. He is like force choking them, throwing them against walls. He's doing crazy stuff. But then he gets tired because
Yeah.
it takes a lot out of him. He's
But
just a little baby.
Kind of dark stuff.
Yeah,
doing.
he's
force choking.
murdering them.
Yeah, so that's not good.
And Moff is like, wait.
But I think that's what Moff wants.
Yes.
He wants him to do that. And then he pulls out the dark saber. He's like, do you know what this is?
Yeah, that was cool. He just whips it out. He's like, you know what this is?
Baby
He's like, oh,
Yoda's
no, don't get too close. That was my
You can't play with this yet.
my
You'll
acting.
poke an eye out. Baby Yoda's like,
You'll shoot your eye out. He's like, ah.
Grogu.
And then they knock him out, and they make him sleep.
And they had little tiny shackles for him
Yeah.
already.
Oh my gosh. Listen,
They're
I
so
know that like it's a
adorable.
bad situation, but he's so cute when he's laying there and he's got his little shackles on. So
he's just
cute.
sleeping. He's been stunned, and he's just having a nap.
He's just going nappy.
He drank one of those things from Mank. He just was out.
Yeah. He got knocked out cold. But yeah, no, this episode was good too.
Yeah, it was good. Not as
Just
good.
the
but
jetpack
still
thing
good.
was like,
Yeah, they just made Mandalorian kind of dumb in this one.
yeah,
I don't know.
whatever.
Yeah, that's
Mandalorian, much
Next-
better than it was.
yeah. Next episode, it'll be over.
No, there's two more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, next our episode.
Oh.
Next Stagler episode.
Yeah.
We'll have seen it. We can talk about the whole season too. I probably mentioned it before, but it was the whole idea of like this show being where we see Ahsoka die and stuff like that. Are you still feeling, or like, where could Boba Fett go by the end of the show? You know,
I don't know.
it's like they're not gonna kill off both, right? That'd be dumb. But we could see the end of one of them. They
I don't know.
obviously seem like they want to be doing real stuff in this show. You know, it seems like it at least. Oh, and we forgot to mention that they name dropped Thrawn. Ahsoka's looking for Thrawn. So that's cool. He'll probably show up later.
I don't know who
which is
Thrawn
interesting.
is.
Thrawn is like an extended universe character, the one that got like uncannoned, you know?
But now he's getting
and then they
canon.
recanoned him. I think they recanoned him in Rebels, because it's the same creator or whatever. So
Okay.
he's come back. We'll see a live action one maybe. He's just like a dark elf, just like blue skin, red eyes. You know,
Cool.
he's cool.
Sign me up.
Yeah. Mandalorian, now streaming on Disney Plus.
Yeah, on Disney Plus. Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. You just want me to go then?
Yeah.
All right. I watched some other things. One of them, this is a movie that I have wanted to see for a long, long time.
Okay. Big Mama's House 2. You finally did it.
Yes, Big Mama's House 2.
Yes. Dude.
I don't know if you remember,
Okay.
but there was this movie I wanted to see called Jallikattu.
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 Yes, I do remember that. You finally. Where'd you find it?
They put it on Amazon Prime,
Dude.
and you gotta know I was on top of it.
Nice.
Jallikattu is a movie about a bull, or not a bull, a buffalo. A buffalo. Okay? It escapes, and it causes a frenzy of ecstatic violence. That's what the thing says.
Oh, jeez.
Directed by Lijo Jose Pellicer.
Okay.
This movie hooked me with the trailer.
Good trailer.
It has a really good trailer. And this movie is literally so not what I was expecting. It's crazy. The first half plays as like this kind of like lighthearted, funny comedy, like them like chasing this bull, like trying to like buffalo, trying to get it and stuff, and it's just kind of like funny things are happening.
Yeah.
But then like once you get to the second half of the movie, it kind of pulls like a Parasite, and it just becomes this like horrifying, like just violence and like grossness, and everyone is just going like crazy. Like the last 20 minutes of this movie are like insane. And I was like, whoa. So it was really cool. And
when did it come out?
2018?
2018. Okay.
2019.
2019.
Same year as Parasite. And just the main catch with this movie is the cinematography.
Yeah.
Oopsie. It is just, I don't know how they did it. It is like so cool, and they put the camera in places where you're like, how is the camera there?
Yeah.
You know, it's like really weird, and like these lenses they use, and like use of like lighting and darkness, especially, is like so cool. And they put like the camera like on the buffalo as it's like plowing through people.
Yeah.
It's like really cool stuff, and the soundtrack is like so like it gets you pumped. Like I want to murder people.
Okay.
It's just really, I mean, by the end of the movie, you're like, I want to go. Let's go right freaking now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight the first person I see out of the theater.
Right. Oh, you saw this in the theater?
No.
I know.
But yes, Jallikattu. It's on Amazon Prime. I very much enjoyed it. It's kind of a crazy movie. I don't even remember what language it's in. Oh, I think it's like an Indian movie, like from India.
That sounds like it by the title alone.
So this is funny. During the movie, because of, I guess, like censorship things.
Yeah.
There's anytime somebody is smoking or drinking in a shot, even if it's like way in the background.
Yeah.
There's this like big bar across the bottom of the screen that has, I'm assuming it's an anti-smoking ad thing, and it's just every time someone's smoking, it's just on the bottom of the screen. You can see like the cigarette with like the line through it and like a bunch of words that I can't read. But I just thought it was really funny because sometimes the movie would be happening and it would pop up and I would be like, who is smoking? And I would like look in the background and there's just a dude in the background just smoking, and I'm like, oh. And
That's
then
pretty funny.
There's one part where this guy hits a woman and like this big thing pops up and it's like, violence against women is not allowed.
Right.
And I was like, that's just so weird, like the different like cultures.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, movies.
It's crazy.
I just thought it was funny.
Maybe it's that movie only. Maybe the director just feels really strongly about these things. He's like, if we don't put this in, we do not cut, you know? Whatever.
Yes.
I'm glad you liked it, though.
I did. I'm very happy.
For a long time.
And then I watched this movie. Speaking of Mandalorian, actually, Pedro Pascal is in this movie.
Oh, cool.
And I very much enjoyed this movie.
Oh, I see. This was one that I was like, I need to watch it. I really do. And then I didn't.
Prospect.
Yeah.
On Netflix.
It was on my list. I was like, do it right now.
I was just chilling, like, on Netflix, like, looking for something to watch. And I was like, this looks really interesting. It has Pedro Pascal, and I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Let's watch it. I freaking loved this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a sci-fi about this girl and her father who
Pedro
are
Pascal?
like, no.
Oh.
And they're like miners, kind of. They like go to planets and they like mine these weird like crystal things, kind of like opening a clam to like get the pearl.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But instead of like you just opening the clam and getting the pearl, it's like you could die getting these things or like get your whole arm chopped off.
So they're
or whatever.
prospectors?
Yes.
Ah. I've unraveled the movie's secrets.
And they go to this planet and they're trying to get stuff, and they come across Pedro Pascal, who's kind of a bad guy.
Jeez.
And then crazy stuff happens. I know you want to see it, so I don't want to see it. Yeah. I don't want to go too far, but just the way it's filmed, you can tell that it's on a budget, but like you're totally like transported.
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel like
on Earth.
Yeah. Even with like the restricted budget that they had, I felt like we were like totally in another world that I've never seen. And even with the restricted budget, I mean, like the visuals, like when they're in space, were like I thought like really impressive still.
Cool.
And then this girl, I don't know her name.
Let's figure it out.
Sophie Thatcher. I mean, young star in my opinion.
How old?
I don't know.
Like estimate. I don't.
Probably like 18.
Okay, sure.
19.
I just want to know if she was like 7.
Oh no, she's like that old.
Oh, okay.
I thought she was really great.
Cool.
And same with Pedro Pascal. I haven't, in Mandalorian, you never get to see his face.
Yeah.
And then in Game of Thrones, he gets his face exploded. And in this, like, I actually finally got to like actually
his face
see
gets
him.
ripped in a black hole.
And he's like really, really great in this movie.
Good.
Never really seen him like do a performance like this because I've only seen him in like the two extremes that he's in. But in this, you really get to see like what kind of an actor he is, and I thought it was really, really cool. And just the world building.
Yeah,
that's what this movie's about. I feel like there could be like 50 movies like this, like about in the same universe.
Do you happen to know if it's original or adapted?
I don't know.
Okay.
That would be. It says the writers are the same as Christopher Caldwell and Zeke Earl. Usually, if it's like based off like a book or something, it'll have like original, like based off of like novel. So I'm assuming it's original. I don't know for sure, but I mean, I really liked it. But I'm a big sci-fi guy.
Fans definitely check it out.
So
because everyone I know who likes sci-fi has sung its praises so far.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I don't know anyone that's seen this, so I'm just like. On my own little island. On my own little
because
prospect
your friends don't
island.
like movies.
My friends are lame.
Your friends are gamers.
Literally, they're not poggers when it comes to the movies.
Yeah,
man.
they're so unpog.
It sucks.
Stop.
But Prospect, yes.
Yeah, check it out.
Very Prospect. Okay, now this one's kind of weird.
Okay.
I watched all of the Mr. Robot behind the scenes on the Blu-ray.
Sweet.
And I have to say something. I am disappointed.
Aw, that sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. As great of a show as Mr. Robot is, my favorite show of all time. The special features on the Blu-ray disc are just, where's the meat?
Yeah.
It's mostly just like deleted scenes, which are kind of cool. And like some of them have gag reels, which I like. Those are probably the best parts.
Yeah, those are funny.
And then like 2 of them have like little mini documentaries, like 3 minutes maybe.
Okay, yeah.
And then in season 4, I was expecting there would be like, a nice, not like super long, but at least a decent documentary about like the show and like what it meant to people and like, have all the actors and people talk about it. Nope.
Aww.
Just a gag reel. And I was like, really?
Does it end with White Rose going, "Don't make me fucking laugh"?
No.
Oh.
But I mean, the gag reels are really good. There's a lot of funny, like, behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
But I wish I could have seen, especially with a show with such technical marvel as Mr. Robot.
I know.
I just, like, show me the goods.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
So that kind of really sucked. But obviously it doesn't take away from the show.
Yeah, the show's so good. So,
but and none of the deleted scenes really stuck out, I don't think.
well, good, because
Right, yeah, that's a good thing.
that's a good thing.
Some of them are interesting. Like, there's this one in season 4 where Tyrell is talking to Joanna's dad, and he's like, he's in this hotel. He wants to see his son.
I've actually seen this one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like a really long scene.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a good scene, but they probably cut it for time.
Yeah.
Because it's really long. It's probably like 7 minutes. And I thought that scene was pretty good. But all the other ones that they cut, I mean, they were all good. But it was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mr. Robot behind the scenes, slight
Were
disappointment.
there any deleted scenes with Joey Badass?
Dude, you just reminded me.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, this is the worst part also. In season 3, literally, like, all of the deleted scenes are Irving.
Really?
Yes.
Damn.
And then in season 4, like, almost all of the deleted scenes are Joey bad.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
And I was like 2 of the best characters.
Yeah,
They're
I
just
like
like
them a lot.
slicing all their stuff up.
Yeah.
It sucked.
That does suck.
There's one where Irving gives like this really long monologue, and I was like, this is fantastic.
I loved Irving.
Whatever. It
Irving was
sucks.
great.
But yeah, that was cool. And then the Joey stuff was just, it's just funny.
Did he do Joey Fatass?
No. Leon.
Leon.
Yeah, he's just like doing stupid stuff. Like there's one he's just like flipping a butterfly knife around or whatever, and Dom and Darlene are talking, and Dom is like, "You trust him?" And he's just like standing like doing twirls and like in the grass, like flipping stabbing knives, and she's like, "Elliot says he's trustworthy." It was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, Miss Robot behind the scenes. I watched those.
Cool.
Like, if you can call them behind the scenes, I don't really know.
Oh, sure.
I have 2 more things.
2 more things.
I watched a short film called "If Anything Happens, I Love You." Have you heard about this?
I feel like I have, but remind me.
It's kind of, I don't want to say like a phenomenon because it's not, but like I've seen people being like, "You need to watch this. It's on Netflix. It's like 10 minutes long."
It's damn. No, because I remember people talking about, what is it, Anima, in the same breath as talking about this.
Okay, that's interesting.
Just because it was like a director doing a short film in the same kind of vein.
Yeah, it's can't really say anything because it's so short.
Yeah.
But it's just basically a story about grief and memory, I would say, and it's very emotional. You definitely bring the tissues for this one.
Yeah.
Interesting animation style, very like minimalistic, but like really cool. Like things are kind of doing there. I really liked it. Wouldn't be surprised to see this one, the Academy Awards.
Cool.
It was very good. I was very affected by it.
Nice.
And then I finally watched season 1 of Barry.
Oh,
on
okay.
HBO.
Yeah.
I was always just like kind of interested in the show. I was never
Same here.
but so I was just like, whatever, let's just do it. And Barry, I like Barry very much.
Is it very good?
It's very good. I was actually really surprised because, I mean, it's not like I wasn't expecting to like it, but I wasn't expecting to like it so much.
Good.
Barry, it's just kind of the story about Bill Hader plays Barry, who's a hitman, and him and his partner go to Los Angeles to do a hit.
Yeah.
And as he's like working on doing the hit, he wanders into this acting class, and there he just kind of like has an eye-opening experience, and he falls in love with acting. And like the show's about him like juggling his like hitman life and his acting life.
Yeah.
Or like wannabe acting life. And it's like a comedy drama, and I think the show's like really funny,
Really
like hilarious. It's
yeah.
like exactly my kind of comedy.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, and then like it actually can get really serious at parts, especially towards like the later ends of the season. I was like, whoa, we're actually like really serious things are happening. And it can get quite emotional at times too. So
how long is the show?
They're real short episodes, like Mandalorian. They're like 30 minutes.
Mm.
And it's only 8 episodes in the first season, and the second season has 8 episodes too, I think.
Okay,
and
cool.
it's only 2 seasons right now. I think the third season is coming out sometime.
Okay, sweet.
But I'm super into Barry. Let's go.
Yeah, I've always been on the outside of that, always kind of peeking in and be like, what's going on over there, over on Barry? And I've stayed on the outside. It was a little bit lower on my list for me, so I don't know if I'll check it out right now, but it's good to know that
It's real easy. I mean,
Right.
because it's so short, so you can just
yeah.
kind of like whenever you want. But yeah, it's really good. And Henry Winkler's in it. And
Hey.
he is just hilarious.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love him. Barry. If you haven't watched Barry, let's go. Let's watch Barry. Because I remember when we were watching Game of Thrones, the final season of Game of Thrones, whenever an episode would end, it'd always be like, up next, Barry. And I'm like, what is Barry?
Yeah.
And here I am. Now I'm on the Barry train.
Now
Let's
you're
go.
Barry Stan.
Yeah, Barry. 2 thumbs up from me.
Cool. You have one more?
No, that was it.
Oh, that was it? Oh,
yeah,
okay,
that was
okay,
it.
right. Good week. Good weeks.
Yeah.
Hefty.
Heck yeah.
I watched a few things. The biggest thing that I probably watched was a little movie called Hillbilly Elegy.
Elegy or elegy?
Elegy?
I don't know. Just trying to.
It's actually MLG.
MLG Poggers.
It's a hillbilly major league gamer. This has Amy Adams, Glenn Close, and the one guy from that one movie, that summer movie,
Yeah, everyone knows him.
Kings of Summer or something.
Kings of Summer. Love that movie.
Yeah, the dude in that is this dude.
There's like,
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
Anyway, I think it was him. This movie has been facing some controversy, kind of. Reviews are bad for it.
Yes.
I don't know why I haven't read the reviews. That being said, I didn't like the movie very much. It's about this dude, forget his name, something Vance, I think. And he was from Kentucky. He was from then he moved to Ohio or whatever.
Ohio, nice.
Yeah, and
Represent.
then he went to Yale and stuff. And he's kind of just like it's like Mank.
Oh, it's like Mank?
Because there's present day, then there's like when he was a kid.
So you're saying Hillbilly Elegy's better than Mank?
It's better than Citizen Kane, actually.
Well, it's not though, am I right?
Right, exactly. Anyway, so it's him just trying to like build this life for himself, and then these flashbacks, and his mom's like still around, and she's like a piece of work. Who's Amy Adams, by the way.
Love her.
And him just kind of reconciling these two aspects of his life, where he was born in Kentucky, and now he's a big lawman, or trying to be, right?
Okay.
And it's his struggle with that. So his mom's like a heroin addict. She's like super abusive, but like she was
Cool.
super abused and everything. So it's like the line of whatever, the line of succession. I don't know what this movie's trying to say. It's
good.
The thing that really bugged me about this movie happened really early that it pissed me off. Because there's a scene where he's at a fancy dinner. He's like, oh, what spoon do I use? That's not important. But that was part of it.
Okay.
And then he's talking to the people at the table, and they're like, oh, you're from Kentucky or whatever? And they say some kind of disparaging remark about, like, people from Kentucky or something. And he gets really mad about it. And he was like, oh, I'm sure you didn't mean anything by it. And it struck me very oddly. Because it just set me up for, like, this movie's seemed like its message was, guys, you know what? People from Kentucky have feelings too.
Oh, jeez.
Like, it like, because you take all these like snooty people, and they're obviously showing that they're these snooty higher ups, but I'm like, the people making this are kind of that sort of,
right?
Like, it's Amy Adams and Glenn Close, like they're not normal people.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And the people behind it, Ron Howard, it's like, I don't know. So it left a weird taste in my mouth right off the bat. And then it just kind of didn't, I felt like it didn't go anywhere satisfactory. Like, Amy Adams struggles with her addiction and stuff throughout the film. The son's the main character. But I didn't feel for, like, any of the characters. I thought the main guy was kind of a doofus. I don't know if that was the actor's fault or if it was everything else about the movie. Or the book, I should say, because it was a book. It might have been true. I don't know. I didn't care to find out. But
I don't know.
right, exactly. Who cares? It's just very muddy. What is this movie trying to accomplish? I don't like. It felt like at some points they were saying like, just because she didn't go to Harvard, that doesn't mean she doesn't have feelings. And I was like, is that something you feel like you need to make a statement about, that poor people have feelings? Interesting that you would think that.
Wow.
Like, that's how it came off to me. Maybe that's not what they meant, but it felt very, I don't know. It's that kind of like fake, what would you call it? Like charity almost. It's like, oh, look, the poor Kentuckians.
Mm-hmm.
They are just like us. Or yeah, it's a mess.
Sounds great.
Glenn Close is good in it. She plays like an old lady grandma. She's like, I'm going to set my husband on fire.
Fantastic.
Gosh.
Very poggers.
Very poggers. Amy Adams beats the shit out of this little kid. That's her son, and it's fun to watch.
Nice. Wish it was me.
Okay.
We have a 3.5-hour podcast all about Amy Adams. You should listen to it.
We do. That's one of the reasons I did want to watch, because I was like, I got to keep up, because I still didn't see like 3 or 4 Amy Adams movies. So I was like, I should see this just to keep up with Amy Adams. That's what I felt. But yeah, Hillbilly Elegy, I say skip it. It's not as bad as people are saying, I think, but still, it's like a Hallmark movie almost.
Yikes. Speaking
of Hallmark movies, you know what else is like a Hallmark movie?
Yeah.
Last Christmas,
I gave you
my heart.
my memes. Gave you my pog.
I gave you my bathwater, and the very next day you drank it away. Last Christmas stars. Do you know?
Emilia Clarke.
Emilia Clarke. It's very cool.
Daenerys Stormborn of House Targaryen, Khaleesi of the Great Grass Sea, Breaker of Chains, the Unsullied, Queen of the Andals and of the First Men.
Third of her, whatever. Anyway, this movie rocks. This is like one of the best movies I've seen in a long time.
What?
This movie is really good.
What?
Okay, maybe it's not that good, but it's a very, very fun movie. I can't tell you a lot about it, but it's very good. It's about a girl, Emilia Clarke, a woman, who she loves singing. She wants to be a singer. That's like her dream.
Singer.
And she's like an elf at this like Santa store, and basically she's trying to make it as a singer, but ever since she got in this like accident a few years ago, she's never been able to sing as well as she used to. So she's having a really tough time of it. She's just kind of like an okay singer. She's nothing really spectacular. Sometimes she's even bad.
Okay.
But she meets this guy, and he's like super cute.
Yeah.
And he kind of, they just help each other on their paths, on the way they're going. And she gets shit on. Her face. There's poop on her face.
Oh.
From a bird. I should clarify. That's not a spoiler. I mean, it is.
Actually, because I've heard that the ending of this movie is crazy.
The ending of this movie is crazy.
I want you to tell me.
I will tell you after the show.
What? Tell me now.
Okay, they play the song Last Christmas, the one we just sang, like 30 times this movie. That is all I'll tell you. Because when they played it for the 17th time, I was like, wait a second. I get it. So that's all I'll say.
All right.
But I'll still tell you after the show if you can't figure it out.
Please.
Very good. Emilia Clarke, super funny. Just being a comedic role when the last thing I saw her was Game of Thrones. So her being like, "Oh, my life is so fucking shitty." She's doing like the voice, My name's Kat. It was a very fun singer like that. She's still got the eyebrows. They're nice.
Cool.
She's cool. I like her.
Who doesn't like Emilia Clarke?
I watched this right after Thanksgiving because I was like, I need to get in the Christmas mood now because Thanksgiving's over. So it's time. I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to get in Christmas mood. So I was like, last Christmas, it's been on my list. Let's just do it. Bosnian genocide, and let's go. And, also, oh, shit. Never mind. I don't remember the actress's name, but she's famous. She's also in it. She plays her mom. Her mom. Yeah, that's true. It's good, guys. Check it out.
Last Christmas.
It is pretty Hallmark, though. I won't lie.
I believe it. I've seen the trailer.
The trailers sold me. I was like, this is going to put me in the holiday mood right here. Just wholesome fun.
Yeah.
And I guess it is. Anyways, next I watched an anime movie.
Ew. Anime?
I know. It's called Summer Wars. I forget who it's by, but he did
Gross.
Digimon stuff. And this movie's just...
Digimon?
Yeah.
Love Digimon.
This movie's just Digimon.
Just kidding. I have no idea what... I know what Digimon is, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, Renamon?
Renamon's like what I'm thinking of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your Dakimakura. Anyway, it's Digimon. There's a dude and a chick, and she's like pretending to be my boyfriend. And he's like, okay. And then they go to a family get together, and she wants to fuck her uncle. And then they like, let's enter the internet world. The internet world gets hacked, and they're like, oh my gosh. And then they fight the internet hackers with the score bunny.
And that's the Summer War.
That is the Summer War. It's fun. The animation's kind of cute. They have all the little avatars. They're basically Pokemon, right? There's a bunch of little things. It's kind of cool. Nothing that blew me away. I watched it on recommendation, and I'm just like, okay. The movie was fine.
Haha. Eat that, recommender.
Yeah. And so I guess check it out if you like anime. That's what I can say. If you're the person who's like, oh, I like anime, then watch it.
Whatever. Let's talk about some real anime.
Let's talk
Come
about
on.
some real.
Bring it on. Bring it
ass
on. Bring it
anime.
on.
Okay, calm down with that.
Bring it on.
I watched more of whatever the Japanese name for it is.
Shingeki no Kyojin.
Exactly. And I finished season 2. So I need to watch all of season 3, and then I'll be caught up.
Attack on Titan, baby.
Which will happen. So I called... Okay, so I know who the Armor Titan is. I know who the Colossal Titan is. I know who... No, that's it. Well, obviously, the female Titan as well. So
yeah.
Right, full spoilers, guys. Don't...
Oh, yeah, we're
this is
going
our
in.
time.
Yeah, if you ain't seen Attack on Titan, I'm sorry. This ain't the podcast for you.
I called all of them, but in fairness, I called Bertolt being the Colossal Titan like the episode before it was revealed. Because I was just like, I was sitting there and I was watching it with a friend, and I was like, this Bertolt, I don't get
What's his deal?
Seriously, I was like, what's the point of Bertolt? Like, what? I don't get him. But I knew already, I was like, Reiner's got to be the Armored Titan. Like, I felt really, really sure of that because the hair was like super similar.
The hair's pretty good giveaway.
So I was like, that's got to be him. And then Bertolt, I was like, what is this? And then it kind of clicked. I was like, oh, if he's the Colossal Titan, that would make sense. And there you have it. He was. And I absolutely loved how nonchalantly he was like, listen, Aaron, everyone's just walking away.
Yep.
So I'm the Armored Titan, and he's the
literally,
Colossal Titan.
bro.
And we want to go home, and we're going to take you, and it'll be like Super PogChamp.
Literally.
And
like,
everyone
what?
doesn't listen except for Mikasa. She looks back, and she's like...
Yeah, literally, Mikasa's the only person that can keep her head together.
Right, exactly. And obviously that kind of goes south. The very last thing that happens, just if you don't remember.
Oh, trust me, I remember.
Okay,
I know
what happens?
At the end of the season,
yeah,
they steal Eren, right? They run away.
Mm-hmm.
They chase him through the forest. They get to the big field.
And that's like halfway through season 2.
And then they have a
not
epic PogChamp battle.
They do. So what's revealed is that Eren is something called the Coordinate or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I love that part. So good.
So he can like command the Titans. He commands the Titans to eat the Titan that ate his mom. And he's like, this is so Kek W. Right? And Mikasa's like, I'm hurt. And Levi Ravioli is like, oh, my leg.
Do you like Levi, by the way? Because Levi is like huge. Like everyone stands Levi.
I love Levi. He's like 5'2". That's awesome. But I don't know.
Who's your favorite character?
I still like Connie. Connie Springer.
That's Sammy's favorite.
I know. And it's a good choice. I like Connie a lot. He went home and he saw like his mom probably. And he was just like, oh, shit. What happened here? And I don't think I actually found out what happened there.
Titans, man. They're crazy. Man.
And my prediction is going to be everybody's a Titan. And they're just like, oh, wait. We just all got amnesia and forgot we're all Titans. And they all just turned to Titans. There was very good, speaking of, which is me pretending to bite my hand, that whole band of Levi's people, like Petra and all the other ones, Gunther, Oreo.
Rip.
The one guy.
Forever in peace.
I really liked theirs. I'm not going to say I saw it coming, because I say that about everything, even though it kind of is true.
You're just so smart. You're just so above the level of everything.
But it's good storytelling. You should be able to see, there shouldn't be a ton of things that just like totally shock you. It's just, that's storytelling. Petra was the only one in that group who seemed like a character. So her death actually did surprise me. I was like, oh, Petra actually died. I was like, damn.
She gets the tree treatment.
Yeah, exactly. So I was impressed by that. I was like, good. Okay, cool. They're dead. There's the Hairy Titan
the Beast Titan.
Is that what they call him?
Yeah.
No idea what's up with that. I have one guess, but it's literally just a nothing.
What is it? Tell me.
My one guess is that it's his dad. That's the only guess I have. Grisha or whatever his name is.
Grisha.
That's my only guess.
Grisha Yeager.
Yeah, that's my only attempt at a guess. Is that it's his dad because he's like smart and his dad seemed to know what was going on. I assume that when I get to the basement, whenever I do,
I love you being in the dark. This is fantastic.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
You're saying that, but I don't feel confident that I should know who it is.
I know
who it is. I know, but I'm just saying at the point in the show, I don't think if it's not Grisha, I don't think it's anybody because I don't see who it could possibly be just because of how like space works. You know what I mean? Unless people are like teleporting, they're like taking ODM ODM gear and just like vominosing and then getting back really quickly. Come on, just like how far apart people are. I was like, there's nobody this could be other than somebody who I don't know where they are, like his dad. So yeah, I don't know.
Any other predictions after the dramatic season? Wait, what did you feel about Hannes?
Oh, Hannes. Yeah, I was like, dumbass.
I know, but I loved him.
Yeah, he was cool. I liked him too. I was super mad at Aaron because they were like getting ready for the battle or something. And Hannes was like coming up and Aaron was like, you fucking drunk. And I was like, Aaron, that was like 7 years ago. And I was like, you're really bringing up old shit right now. I was like, what's the point of this?
You don't care, bro. Aaron don't care.
I'm glad that it seems sometimes Aaron is focusing on not Titan stuff. Like he's still doing some ODM gear stuff occasionally. He's not just kind of sitting around and turning into a Titan and then just sitting around. Like he actually, his first Titan kill, I think, was at the castle where Ymir turns into a Titan.
Ymir!
And then we learned a thing with Krista.
Did you know she was a Titan? Did you predict that?
That episode.
Okay.
It's just like, oh, she's probably, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so that one doesn't really count.
That reminds me, one of my favorite jokes in the whole series is during that part when the Titan's like coming up the stairs when they're in the tower, and Reiner hurts his arm, and Historia Krista, is like, "Here, let me help you," and she like rips her skirt, and he's like looks and he's like, "Oh, I gotta marry her." That was good. So good.
Yeah. I wonder how he was. Oh, wait, no. I know how, because he's like a crazy person or whatever.
Reiner's got problems.
Yeah, Reiner, Armor Titan, maybe he took a few too many blows to the head. He's
got a tough noggin.
I guess. Thick-skulled. Aaron. Okay, if I had any predictions, that's what you asked.
Yeah, for season 3.
Well, the only things I really know are the basement. Like, other than that, and then figuring out what Aaron's powers are, and then Grisha coming back somehow. And the Beast Titan doing whatever he's trying to do. The basement, it's got the only thing that it would make sense it being is like information. I can't see it being a weapon. I can't see it being like a serum or something. It's got to be like information of like, this is something about the Titans that like we just found out, or like this is like where they're from even. It's going to be information. I feel like 98% sure about that, because it being like a weapon or something doesn't make sense to me.
I like it.
Mikasa, there's still something up with her. I don't know what's up. Maybe there's not. I mean, she's Asian. That's interesting.
She's the only one?
I thought Levi was Asian.
It's confusing.
Okay. I don't know about that, but that's got to be like something. They wouldn't just bring that up and like totally drop it, I think. Beast Titan. Again, if it's not his dad, I think it's somebody I haven't met, but it's going to be somebody important. So it could be like maybe somebody Historia is related to, You know, like it's like, oh, it's my something. You know, third cousin twice removed. That would make sense to me. I also feel like she's gonna become a lot more important than she is, just because her whole family bloodline was like really honed in on. So there's gonna be something with her family. I don't know. I was expecting more to do with like just so far from the show I've watched, more with like the upper echelon of people in the city, just like the nobles, like in the center. Not as much of that as I was expecting. Doesn't mean it's bad, but I was just like, oh, I wonder if that's ever really going to get touched on, and it would make sense if they did it with Historia. I forget her last name.
Rice.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Most importantly,
I like hunger.
do you like it?
Oh, I like it. Yeah. I'll be honest. When I started the show, I was like, oh boy.
Oh
like
my gosh.
when I got like 6 episodes in, and I was like, is this the whole show? I was like, is this it? And I was kind of, because it was mostly like the training, and it was just like the world building, and I was like, they've been world building for like a while. You can teach me as we go a little bit.
Yeah.
But then it kicked it into high gear, and it really started rolling. I was like, okay, now I understand what the show is. So at the beginning, I was kind of like, and Armin sucked at the beginning, and now he's okay. Love Armin. I hope he gets even better, because he's like the character that's like grown the most to me. Him and Jean probably.
Yeah.
Jean's great too. Yeah. And Sasha, of course, they're all great. That's the good thing, is I don't think there's a character where I'm like, ugh.
I'm a Hanji stan.
Hanji's pretty cool. She's
my fave. Yeah.
That's good. Hanji's like I confused her for Sasha at first. I was like, what is Sasha doing?
They look very similar.
Yeah. I'm
hyped.
I'm expecting there to be like one more Titan, at least, of the people we know.
Of the core group.
I'm like, there's got to be like at least one more who's like secretly a Titan. Maybe. That's a total based on nothing, but it would just be like the final thing. It's like, oh, Connie, you were a Titan all along.
Connie.
I don't think it'd be Connie, though. I don't see that. But who knows?
Love it.
Anything could happen.
You're right. Oh, man. Season 3. I love it. Season 3 is fire.
The female Titan I got I had it between two. Oh, I also want to see more of her. I really like her, but she hasn't been on enough. Rico. She's a girl with like little glasses. She's got like short blonde hair. Okay, never mind then. Whoops. That sucks. I like Rico. She's cool. And I like Moblit.
Yeah.
Moblit's cool. I like Moblit. But yeah, Attack on Titan got a lot better. Hopefully season 3 is even better. And hopefully season 4.
In my opinion, the show just goes like...
Well, let's hope that curve continues.
I hope
that would
so.
make season 4 pretty dang good.
This, literally in like 2 days.
Yeah.
By next episode, you should be caught up.
I will be caught up, I promise.
All the way.
All the way, including the new episodes.
Oh, man. You guys don't know how ready I am for season 4. Wow.
Damn.
Oh, my gosh. Give me...
Damn.
Woo. We're done.
Yeah.
Podcast over. See you guys
Podcast
next time.
over. See you later. No, we've got kind of a lot more to go through.
Yeah. That's
So,
okay.
Let's get going. What are we getting into?
It's news time, right?
And,
Wow.
news it is.
Yes. Wow. What news?
Frick. Okay. There's this Warner Brothers, you may have heard of them,
Never.
will release all of its new 2021 movies simultaneously on HBO Max.
Wow.
Wowzers.
Wow.
Yeah. Great.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman 1984.
Dune. Godzilla vs. Kong.
Godzilla vs. Kong.
Suicide Squad.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It.
The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It.
Space Jam, A New Legacy.
Space Jam, A New Legacy.
Malignant.
Cry Macho.
Matrix 4.
Matrix 4. Matrix 4.
In the Heights.
In the Heights.
And Tom and Jerry. And that's just...
And Tom and Jerry. And that's
Yeah.
just scraping the surface.
Yeah, there's... Wow. That's a big deal. And just to be clear, they're actually going to be on HBO Max for a month. And then they'll be removed.
Yes. And then I think you can, like, purchase... I think I saw where you could, like once they get removed, you can, like, purchase it to watch it again.
Yeah, okay. And this will be the 2021 experiment. They're doing it all year. And then after that, they're going to reassess, see
crazy.
how it goes. because I think Warner Brothers was a little disappointed with their HBO Max subscribers and everything and their watch time, all of that. So this is a huge move.
Yes.
To really get people in there, really get their committing, really kind of put the pressure on the other guys as well.
And Tenet flopped.
Oh yeah, and Tenet lost them millions of dollars.
Yes.
Like
Tenet is like literally the reason this is happening. Is
yeah, kind of.
Tenet.
And shit, that's a big deal.
Poor Christopher Nolan.
Hey, he doesn't
This
care.
sucks. He like is always like pushing for like movie theaters, and then his movie flops, and then Warner Brothers and AT&T are like, you know what? Let's destroy movie
But
theaters.
his movie didn't flop because it was a bad movie. His movie flopped because of a global pandemic.
Yes, I
Like-
know, but he wanted to release it.
He wanted to release. Well, they wanted
Kinda
to
dug
release
his
it
own
too. I'm
grave.
sure.
I don't know.
Disney Plus has obviously been doing this sort of. With
Yes.
buy the movie for like $30,
Mm.
like Mulan. They did for Mulan, and you can watch it for a bit. Which again, for me, doesn't make any sense because I'm one person and I'm not gonna buy $30 to see it on a shitty setup. No offense to me,
Yeah.
but my setup isn't very good. But if you have a family, $30 is a steal. If you have 3 kids,
Exactly.
a husband and a wife, and a
Mhm.
dog, and maybe a grandma snuck in there,
Yeah.
and that's a great deal. You know, you're paying like $1 a ticket if you fit 30 people in there.
Mhm. Yeah. This is crazy
If
news.
you fit enough people in there, how would you even pay it? Like, imagine if you had 8,000 people on the same HBO $30 purchase. Like, how do you even split that out money wise?
I'm sure one person would just be like, I got everybody.
But you owe me 0.02 cents
Yep.
in the future. So when you watch, you know, like
You owe me
50
0.00001 Bitcoin.
$8 million. Yeah. So Disney's probably gonna keep doing what it's doing. HBO Max is gonna be working on this, seeing how it's going. Who knows how the other guys will react to this news? Basically, they just want to hook people in. They just want to hook people in. You want to see the movie, don't you? Subscribe. And then when
Yep.
people subscribe to watch a movie, maybe they'll stick around and they'll look at the other stuff. They'll be like, well, you know,
Yeah.
Netflix, maybe it's getting a little stale. Maybe
HBO Max has a really good collection, in my
It does.
opinion.
It do have a really good collection.
But yeah, this is crazy.
This is very crazy news. What does this mean for theaters in the future? Will theaters still be around?
I mean, yes,
Yes.
theaters will be around,
Some rich bitch will fund at least one.
but like, I don't know, man. It just won't be the same.
It
Isn't it?
won't.
It's crazy to me because it makes me think the very last movie that we saw in the theater was Tenet.
Tenet, yeah.
But it makes me think that, especially if this becomes like the thing, like if this is successful, they're going to make this a thing and other studios will follow.
Yeah.
And then it just makes me think that the last big giant like event movie that everyone went and saw and everyone had to go see was Avengers
the Hedgehog.
Endgame.
I was going to say Star Wars.
Star Wars.
It was big before the movie happened. But then the movie happened and people were like, oh.
It's Avengers Endgame, in my opinion.
It is. Because I guess the word did get out after the movie did come out that people were like, oh, maybe.
And that just makes me sad if that
Did
will
I
be
see that in
my
theaters?
last experience.
I did
like
see that in theaters,
Yeah,
right?
we saw that. We
Right.
went and we saw
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
If that's my last experience like that, that's sad. Not because I don't like Endgame, just because I can't believe that that has already, like, my last of having an awesome theater experience with like a whole bunch
Was
of
a
people.
movie that you personally weren't crazy about.
Yeah, was that, and it's already happened.
Yeah.
And I have like a lot of years left, hopefully.
Hopefully. Hopefully for
So.
you.
But on the plus side, I can watch Dune like 50 times.
Dude, I don't want to watch Dune on my TV. I don't.
No. Well, okay, so it's supposed to come out in December, like next year.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can go to the movie theater by then.
Yeah.
If not, wow.
Right. That's not just end it.
But my plan is
Okay.
we'll go see it in the theater. We'll be like, this is incredible. And the second I get home, it's just going on repeat, hopefully,
Yeah. Nah.
for like ever. And I can just like rewind the same scene where Timothée Chalamet goes like this
Yeah.
over and over and over.
Yeah. What's in the box?
Pain. Oh, Dune, sign me up! Let's go! All we have is the trailer.
Yeah. Oscar Isaac. Wow. He's in it too.
When are you going to read it, by the way?
Well, I was going to talk about that at the end of the show.
Okay. That's fine. Let's
Okay.
move on. Next piece of news.
Wait, what? No, I'm not done talking about this.
Oh, what?
The biggest thing that it's kind of related, I guess it's not, is the independent theaters, the small art house theaters that show the movies that the big chains don't show. That's what really gets me with all of this, is that the places that I go to see those kind of films, like a lot of foreign films, stuff like that, they're just
done.
not shown around here.
Yeah.
Like, we had a Movies 10 bistro that was set up around here.
Heck yeah.
Literally, like, within sight of the regular theater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I remember reading back on the website, back when it was being constructed or, renovated, that they were like, oh, we want to show, more art house films, more different kind of movies. And then I remember their slate being like the same. And I was like, I think they had Uncut Gems and the other theater didn't, or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, Uncut Gems? That's the best you got. I mean, that's a great movie.
But to be fair to them, there hasn't really been a chance for them.
That is
really
true. That is true.
So, hopefully, as long as they don't close.
Yes, as long as they
out
don't
of business,
close.
maybe we can see. And
Are they still open as a restaurant?
I don't know.
Because they got food. They can make food and just
They
put
had
out.
good food.
But yeah, that's the stuff that bothers me, is I really... Because I don't know where else to see movies like that.
I know.
It's like, it's impossible. Other than online, I guess there are more options now, but still.
It sucks.
It sucks. Let's move on. Blood of Zeus, over on Netflix news, renewed for season 2, and I think
3
3 as
three.
well. Exactly.
Yeah.
I just put this in here because I know you watched it. I want to get your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm excited. I liked the first season. You could tell they were under like budget constraints for the first season. So hopefully now that it's renewed for 2 and 3, they can kind of pump up the gears a little bit. And
What are you laughing about?
you were just moving your cursor over this popular now articles next to this Blood of Zeus one, and it says this is the headline of the article: Why Baby Yoda was farting so much in Ahsoka's Mandalorian episode.
Yeah. I don't know what they're talking about.
I don't know what that is.
But it does make me want to click on it.
Um,
But maybe later.
yeah.
But the art here looks nice. Looks cool.
Yeah. I thought the art style was cool, but you could tell that some of the animation was a little choppy at parts. So hopefully
Gotcha.
they can just kind of zoom it up, keep it going, get the writing to be a little bit better, and we got ourselves a pretty solid show in the making, hopefully.
Okay. Do you think it's going to be Seraphim or Hades?
For the villain? Okay, so it can't be Hades, in my opinion.
Okay. Maybe season 3.
So Seraphim.
Okay. Good chat.
Well, just because like the end is like some people think that like the end like teases Hades being the next villain, but I don't think that's what it does at all, because Hades in Greek mythology is like neutral. So
I guess.
like, yeah.
I guess he's neutral. Sort of neutral. But in Hercules movie, he's not. He's very bad.
Yeah, in the Hercules Disney movie, he's terrible.
Well, we got more good news. David Lynch, Netflix project, working title Wisteria in the works. That's
Wisteria.
all we know. What's Wisteria? Well, Wisteria is a genus of flowering plants in the legume family, Fabaceae, that includes 10 species of woody climbing vines that are native to China, Korea, Japan, and the eastern United States. Some species are popular ornamental plants.
They look pretty.
Yeah. I think that's just the working title, so that doesn't mean anything. But I just pointed this out because there's been rumors of him doing stuff with Netflix for a while. He's been working on his YouTube channel.
Avidly.
Go subscribe and like and do all that stuff. Comment, David Lynch, I love you. I don't think he reads them, but, whatever. And obviously that would mean he'd be able to work less on his YouTube channel. But new stuff from him would be fantastic. He hasn't made a movie since like 2006 or something.
Yeah, bring it on.
If it's a series, if it's movie, if it's a music video, I don't care. Just inject it straight into my veins, whatever it is. Thank you, David.
Yes, please.
Daily bread. Deadpool 3 Marvel Studios and Ryan Reynolds tap the Molyneux sisters to pen the sequel. They wrote a lot of like Bob's Burgers stuff.
Oh,
Bob's Burgers is really funny. I was watching it today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Were you laughing?
I wasn't.
Oh.
But only because I'd seen the episode a lot. It was the episode where they got the smart toilet. And the toilet's like, vomit in me. Vomit now.
Nice.
And he's trying to tell him that he's like, no, toilet, I love you. And the toilet's just like, vomit, please.
Nice.
Anyway, they're writing it. The director is still very far off. I mean, the movie's probably still very far off. If they've only just got now people to actually write it. So
That's right.
We're going to see how it goes. Who knows, the director will come back. I think he's busy for like the rest of 2021. David Leitch, who did 2. Who knows? It's going to be basically
David
the same.
Fincher.
Yeah.
For Deadpool 3. He did Alien 3. Now we're on to Deadpool 3. Let's do it.
Well, his track record with 3s isn't that great. David Fincher, Mank was good. Make Mank 3.
Mank 3. Skip 2. Mank 3.
Exactly.
And then you can do Mank 2.
And then that one will be bad. Anyway. That's cool. Deadpool 3 at least is happening. People like Deadpool. I like Deadpool.
Yeah.
First one was... I think I like the first one more, slightly.
I think the second one's funnier, though.
It is, probably. Because they just have to do less setting up, you know?
True.
Moving on. Sad news.
This is terrible. This is the worst news ever.
Would you like to take it?
Yes. The Expanse. Probably my favorite show that's like currently airing right now. Was renewed for a 6th.
Yeah.
Yay. The
Cool,
sixth
the
season.
6th season.
Wait. It will be the final season.
But wait, aren't there going to be 9 books?
Well, so here's the deal.
Okay. Lay it out.
Each season of The Expanse is based upon one of the books.
By James S. A. Corey.
Yes. Based upon one of the books. So season 5, the new season that comes out next week, is based upon the 5th book, Nemesis Games.
Yeah, cool.
Cool.
Have you read them?
No, but I'm going to.
Okay.
I've always planned on doing it, but now it's like, okay, now I have to.
Yeah.
And then season 6 will be based, at least what I think, up on the next book, the 6th book. But here's the deal. There's a 7th book and an 8th book and a 9th book that is coming out. The 9th book hasn't been released yet.
And he'll actually write it.
But it's coming out. Yeah, right. It's actually coming out.
I think isn't it actually 2 people or something?
Yeah, it's like 2 people, and they
Under
like
the one
made the
name.
name James S.A. Corey. I don't know
That's
how it
cool.
works. But yeah, it is cool. So yeah, I don't know what their plan is. I've seen people on Reddit be like, the ending of book 6, like technically maybe could be an ending, but then they go on to say that like the 8th book or the 7th book has like some of their favorite moments from the whole series, and I'm like, well, I would like to see that. And then there's people talking about maybe they could do the last 3 books as like a trilogy of movies.
Ooh.
Which it thought that would be interesting.
That'd be
if
really
there's like
fun.
the 6-season show and then a trilogy for the end.
That'd be super cool.
But I don't know like what Amazon's plan is or anything, but it just sucks because the show got canceled after season 3 from Sci-Fi, and the fans worked so hard to get it renewed and bought by
so
Amazon.
So it means somebody else needs to pick it up. So it went to Sci-Fi for 3 seasons, Amazon for 3 seasons.
Yes.
Now HBO Max is going to get in there and be like, give me.
So I don't know why they would just like stop the show. They didn't. I mean, it's not getting canceled. They just said it's the final season. I don't know what their plan is. So I don't know. It kind of sucks, but I mean, I'm so excited for season 5 that just bring it to me.
6.
Well, season 5, the one that's coming out next
coming out
week.
next
And then,
week,
yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. Like, I'll keep
6,
watching
yeah.
the show, but it sucks. And then also, very crucially, Cass Anvar, one of the main characters, is not going to be returning for season 6 because of sexual misconduct allegations.
Like, apparently a lot of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bad. Very bad. Very bad look. And I don't know what their plan is. If they're
Right,
gonna
kill him off,
recast him, kill him. If they kill him, I'm sure that's not what happens in the books. What are they gonna do with his character?
Just pretend he never existed.
I mean, I don't write him out. Like, what are they gonna do? This really sucks. So me personally, just recast him.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares? It's not. It's the character. It's not the actor.
Pedro
right?
Pascal.
Hello.
Get him.
I mean, just in my opinion, recast him.
Yeah. Okay.
But, if they killed him off or wrote him out, that would be very, very interesting.
Like, what if they just talked about his character off screen? They're like, oh, he's over here doing this thing.
Exactly. Well, see, I don't know. Because I wish I've read the books, by now, so I could be like, I know, how big of a impact Alex has on, the later part of the series.
Yeah.
I just don't know. So, this news sucks, but at least I have guaranteed 2 more seasons to watch of The Expanse.
And you'll have seen, 3 episodes by our episode?
I don't know if...
I thought they were, releasing 3 right away.
I don't know how they're releasing it, actually.
The Expanse will launch December 16th with 3 episodes. After that, 1 new episode will be released weekly through February 3rd.
Okay, so it's like what they did with, The Boys.
Cool.
That's fantastic. Because last season, they just dumped it all at once.
Yeah.
Which is, let me binge all of it.
Mm.
But then I'm like, where's The Expanse?
Right. This is nice. No.
So
I do like waiting for shows. It gives you that anticipation, lets you think about things.
And the conversation is longer.
Exactly. Yes, for sure.
So,
and
so
you can go on the internet.
Yeah, right. Weekly. Yeah, exactly.
They just drop it all. You're like, oh, I can't look at anything.
Yeah, because somebody's already seen all of it and spoiling it. But yeah. I definitely will have seen that. I will talk about it next episode.
We already talked about this ourselves, but the thing that makes me mad about that is at this point, I'm going to have to rely on you to be like, should I even bother watching the show now?
Yes,
it's
I know.
Not a complete story, and if a character might just disappear, is it worth getting invested to the show? Which is a tough thing for a lot of people, especially because it's not the most crazy popular show.
No,
it's got a following, but
it definitely is growing.
To get people in now is a very daunting task.
Yeah.
So who knows what'll happen?
I don't know.
More with Netflix though. Moving on, if you don't mind.
The flicks.
They're gonna test a top 50 feature list in the UK, including film and TV specific categories.
Cool.
So instead of the top 10, they'll just be like, this is the top 50 what people are watching.
I like it.
There's only one problem I see with this. Are there 50 Adam Sandler movies on Netflix? Because I don't know.
How would they do that?
I don't get out. You'd have to just really kind of pump them out.
Yeah.
If he just started making movies called 35, it was just his 35th movie. The next one was just 36. It was just about anything.
That'd be great.
I would respect him for that. But that's cool. I like seeing this data. You know what I mean? I think that's super dope.
Yeah,
I want to see
like it.
People's awful taste.
Yeah, it's bad. The top 10s are
test.
It's wow.
It's usually only good when the new thing comes out and it happens to be good because it's just always the new thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when the new thing comes out and you know that thing's good, it's like, oh, people are getting it. It's like, no, it's just new.
Yeah, it's one day.
So it's okay.
Somebody clicked Mank and they're like, oh, black and white, off.
Oh, off, bad. What is the sound design?
I would also like to I would also like to know what makes it is it clicks or is it people actually watching the movie?
And do they have a camera that can point to make sure they're actually watching, or are they doing something else while it's in the background?
Exactly.
I think Netflix needed to install cameras in every American home.
In every home that has Netflix. Now we're talking.
We can get that data.
Get the data.
It's data. Not data.
Yeah, it definitely is data.
That's what Sam Esmail told me, I think.
And he knows all.
He knows all. Unless I'm wrong and he said it the other way, but who cares? Cool. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it comes to the US and not the UK.
Yeah, what the freak?
What the babu freak? Speaking of Netflix, we're still kind of on Netflix. There was a little series on Netflix called Daredevil. It got 3 seasons.
Yeah, great show.
It's pretty poggers.
That show is definitely poggers.
Yeah. The other ones, Jessica Jones had 1 good season. Iron Fist had like half a good season.
No, you mean Luke Cage had half a good season.
Luke Cage had half a good season. Luke
Iron
Cage and Iron
Fist
Fist together made one good season.
Iron Fist has
Remember when they had the crossover episode? That was the best episode.
has like half a good minute.
Iron Fist is not great.
I watched the first episode of Iron Fist and literally stopped.
I don't know why I watched. Actually, I do know because it was the one. I think his name was Wade or something. He was like the only redeemable aspect of the show. He was like the son of the rich dude or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, the contract or whatever, the whole deal of not being able to do anything with the characters for 2 years after the Netflix stuff is over. It's fine. They can do stuff with all of these characters now. So, what is Marvel's plan? Are they going to recast, reintroduce? I know that Charlie Cox, who was the Daredevil, has said that he is not involved in anything right now involving Daredevil. He's not been made aware of anything. Vincent D'Onofrio is a big guy he's a big guy.
Yeah.
And he really wants to bring it back. He's like super into it. He loves playing the Kingpin. He's really in support of playing the character again.
Yes, let's go.
I thought he was great. I thought Charlie Cox was great. I thought most people in
the casting
good. Was good across all the shows, but Lancel probably could have toned a bit more. The gay Game of Thrones guy who was Iron Fist.
Oh, I thought you meant like
that wasn't Lancel
as like a character.
No.
And I was like, who's that?
Iron Fist could have maybe toned up a little bit more, but I don't know. That was just something that bothered me. I was like, he trained for like years and he's kind of like normal looking.
He's like One Punch Man.
But is that just me?
Saitama's kind of not.
You didn't watch long
ripped.
enough to have his shirt off, did you?
I saw The Defenders. I think he goes shirtless.
The
maybe.
Defenders, that sucked.
Remember The Defenders?
The Defenders
The Defenders is a show.
Defenders was awful.
It's better than Luke Cage and Iron Fist.
It is. That's just because they kill off Mahershala right
Marshmallow.
away. A la mode. But Defenders was not great. Sigourney Weaver was in that too, right?
She gets killed like halfway through.
Yeah.
She gets like
they couldn't afford her, I guess.
Murdered.
That show, I remember thinking when I watched it, I was like, okay. But now that I'm far away from it, fuck that stupid show.
That's all right.
No, it was bad. There was some cool action, I guess, seeing everybody working together. But the best, with the exception of Daredevil, the best episodes in like the other ones past season 1 of Jessica Jones was when they would like overlap, but not all together for some reason. Like when Jessica Jones and Luke Cage would like bang and stuff. That was great.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Because they have a kid in the comics. In one of the comics, they get together. They're cool. But what do you think is most likely to happen? Do you think they'll bring back these characters?
I don't know. That's tough.
Recast?
Because
not even touch them? I mean, these are like street level characters. You know, these aren't Endgame fighting a galactic force. They beat up thugs and crime bosses. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe the occasional Skrull.
I feel like if they did try to like revive it, it just wouldn't be the same.
Revive it as in do the shows again?
Yeah, maybe not again, but like just like Daredevil
Continue.
season 4.
Right, yeah.
But like it just wouldn't be the same.
I
Especially
also
on Disney
feel-
Plus. Like would they put a show like Daredevil on Disney Plus?
Or the Punisher.
Or The Punisher on Disney Plus?
I'm wearing a Punisher shirt, by the way.
What's the most graphic thing on Disney Plus? Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say what's the most graphic thing in these things. It's definitely the dude getting his head shut off with a shotgun.
Oh,
do you
yes.
remember that?
Point blank,
Dude.
on screen.
Punisher was good.
Punisher was good.
Season 1 was good.
I didn't see season 2.
I envy you. Season 2 was definitely not as good.
Here I am. Yeah. So that's my thing. Is Disney comfortable with putting like extremely mature things on their streaming service that's made for kids?
Yeah, I would have to say that they aren't. I mean, probably the most graphic thing is something Nat Geo, like seeing a lion literally eat an antelope.
Yeah, but you know it's not the same.
See a lion literally shoot an antelope's head off with a shotgun. Point blank.
So I don't know.
But what would you like them to do? What would your favorite? You said you don't want them to just continue. So what is the best case scenario for you?
Well, no, I would want them, but I'd want it to be like Daredevil. I want it to be nasty.
You said it wouldn't feel the same.
It probably wouldn't. Well, I say that because I feel like they wouldn't.
Right.
They wouldn't do.
So the best case scenario would be they go for it and just do all the
Yeah, and then
adult
like on
themes.
Disney Plus, it's like this is very adult. The kids not allowed.
Yeah.
There's boobies.
I can't see any of them carrying like a whole movie for some reason. I mean, I guess you could, but it would just feel very different from the shows because it's just be a whole different vibe. Like, I don't know. I guess Jessica Jones and Daredevil I could see. Iron Fist, not so much. Luke Cage, very not as much. But like I'm just trying to think of how could they get them into the actual universe, like meeting Doctor Strange and Tony Stark.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, they won't be meeting him unless. No, they won't be meeting him. Whoops, too late, guys. Sorry.
But Captain America went back in time and replaced the stone, so you can just go back in time again and then go to the one timeline where Tony's still there and bring him back to the other one.
But then that universe wouldn't have a Tony.
Deep.
Okay.
Avengers Endgame podcast coming soon.
I am surprised they didn't do that, actually, now that I think about it. I'm surprised Tony didn't come out with all his suits and they'd be like, oh my gosh, Tony's AI tech has like improved so much. They're fighting so well. And then out of every suit is a different Robert Downey Jr. from all the different timelines. And he's like, we're going to do it, kids. And instead of like, it's that team up battle. It's like on your left, except it's all Tony Starks.
On your left.
It's like Spider-Verse, but all Tony Starks. He's just
Wow.
like, why didn't we think of this?
Starkverse. The Ironverse.
Yeah.
Okay, give us the next one.
Yeah.
What's the next piece of news?
I like Daredevil. This is a huge story. Elliot Page came out as a trans man recently. You might know them from Juno and Umbrella Academy most recently. He's on Umbrella Academy right now, which, as far as I know, right there, he's going to continue.
Yep. That's what I heard.
Is awesome.
So rock on.
I love that. And this is just a great role model. You know, like this Elliot Page, a lot of people know who he is, you know, and everything. So seeing this and him coming out about it, and he had a very well-written, short, concise kind of piece about it that he posted when he came out.
Yeah.
And it was very touching. It focused on the fear, you know, of coming out as transgender and everything. And I was very touched by it. And
It was very moving.
it was, yeah. And I hope to see him in a lot more. I really like him as an actor. He was in Beyond Two Souls, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, great game. Yes.
And, well, I don't know if it's a great game, but it was fun.
Yeah, okay.
So it's just very cool. And for any trans people out there, I'm sure it's very nice to see
very
such
important for them.
People know who Elliot Page is, you know? And
Yeah.
it's someone to point to be like, hey, look,
Famous
it's
person.
possible, you know?
Yeah.
So it's very cool. This thing says, yeah, okay.
What? Just don't
No,
read
just
it.
focusing on, he didn't make it like, I liked how he made it about the whole community and not just about himself. It felt selfless in that way.
Yeah.
But obviously it was a decision that he struggled with a long time and finally came to terms with, and
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
great. And
Awesome. Welcome to the boys.
next up, oh shit, well, I saw it. Mads Mikkelsen is replacing Johnny Depp
Terrible.
as really.
Okay, not terrible casting,
Terrible.
but terrible that Johnny Depp is not in the movie.
Yeah, that does suck. But if you had to pick anyone,
It is a good replacement,
that's a pretty
I guess.
good replacement.
but it still sucks.
We
Talked about that last episode.
We did talk about that last episode. I feel like the most comparable role that I've seen him in would be like Doctor Strange.
Who?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh, the Madster.
He was the bad guy in that one, but not really.
I think he's a good actor.
Oh no, for sure. No one's contesting that. But I was just thinking like, oh, what have I seen him in that this will most be like? And my head just goes to Doctor Strange as the Wizard Man.
I think, isn't he Hannibal Lecter in like the show?
In Hannibal. Yeah.
Cool.
Is Grindelwald like Hannibal?
I mean, he's bad guy. He is bad guy.
Yeah. Duh. Anyway, that's cool. If you had to pick anyone, good choice.
Yeah, it is a good choice.
It's a Pog choice.
Johnny Depp.
Moving on.
This is a Poggers moment.
Oscar Isaac to star as Solid Snake in Sony's Metal Gear Solid movie.
Freak yeah.
December 4th, 2020, 9:05 a.m. This was written. Exclusive Sony's long-awaited Metal Gear Solid adaptation looks to have gained some major momentum. As Oscar Isaac's going to be Snake. Solid Snake. Here's the thing. As far as I know, the idea behind this movie was pitched, I want to say like 2007.
Oh, wow.
So maybe because we're in a post Detective Pikachu, Sonic the Hedgehog world, and soon to be post Uncharted movie world, I'll believe it this time, especially because they literally have an actor attached. But who knows? Metal Gear Solid movie.
Interesting.
It could be cool.
They got to use the noise.
Oh, the thing?
Yeah.
Avi Arad is producing. I think he did the same for the Amazing Spider-Man movies, which I didn't like very much. Actually, I think he might do it for all the Spider-Man movies.
The Amazing Spider-Man movies are not very good, but when Gwen Stacy dies, it's a good scene.
Yeah, it is. I like it when the web's like kind of like a little hand.
Yeah, it's like a hand, and then all of a sudden just...
I hate those suits, though. The Amazing Spider-Man suits. It's two different ones, I think.
Really?
I hate... They're so ugly. Oh, I hate them.
guess
They've got like yellow lenses. They're so gross. Ugh.
Ugh.
Electro's coming back, though, so that's interesting.
Electro.
The Jamie Foxx Electro.
The Fox.
Anyway, this is cool. He is a pretty good match. Just visually.
he looks right there. There he is. Looks
good.
just like him, basically.
Yeah. But he's got to have a lot on his plate. He's doing...
Isaac?
Yeah, he's
Or
doing...
Snake?
I mean, I guess both. I guess they both... Is this even Solid Snake? I don't even know if this is.
I don't know. I've never played the Metal Gear games.
I played one of them. I played two of them. And Solid Snake is not in either of the games that I played. So, I think the ones I played, it was Venom Snake and Naked. I don't know.
Which one's in Super Smash Bros. Brawl?
I want to say Solid Snake.
Okay, so I have played as Solid Snake before.
There you go. And I guess I have two now.
There we
because
go.
I played that. I played him just the other day. Anyway, Oscar Isaac is gonna be the Snake Meister. He's gonna be in Dune. He's gonna be in scenes from a Moon Knight. Right.
Oh yeah, he's Moon Knight. Duh.
Scenes from a Marriage opposite Jessica Chastain. Ooh. The Card Counter.
Whatever that
and he's producing The Great Machine. And isn't he still doing something with Ben Stiller? Like the London something? I think he's doing that too. He's a busy boy.
I don't know. Yeah, he's
great.
He's
I love
working
Oscar
it.
Isaac.
He's working
Oscar
it.
Isaac.
Fantastic. Keep going.
That's all I got to say.
Get that IMDb going crazy, bro. Kisses. Poggers.
Now let's get some video game news.
Gamer news.
Video game
Gamer
episode.
news.
Even more gamer than Solid Snake. Isaac. Neil Druckmann is
just you saying his name makes me so angry.
Neil Cuckman is now president. He's co-president of Naughty Dog, and he will still direct and write, and
That's a shame.
direct and write and ruin games
Yep.
with his woke. He's so woke that he can never sleep again. This is okay. If this is the world that you're gonna live in, if you want Neil Druckmann to make video games, if you want video games with women, minorities, LGBT, XY, LMNOP. This is the world we're living in now. It's all downhill from here.
Disgusting.
Listen, there's only one kind of realistic character. White, 24, brunette, short hair. There's two. Forgive me.
Am I right?
That character, male, by the way. And then Asian, 8, 3'6", and massive tits. Those are the only two characters that exist. All other characters are not allowed. Anyway, to get to the actual news, he was a creative director and writer of 2013's Last of Us, and creative director and lead co-writer of 2016's Uncharted 4, and creative director and lead co-writer of 2020's
Lead
Last of Us
co-ruiner
2
of Last of Us.
That is indeed true. And now he's co-president. All the games that he helps on are like smash hits. Everyone buys them and loves them. People are saying that Last of Us Part 2 is going to win the Game Awards or whatever.
Who votes for those?
Gamers.
So, like, I could vote?
I don't know. I think so. I think it's for the people, by the people.
Really? Okay, so if that's the case, there's no way it wins.
Are you sure?
Yes, Ghost of Tsushima would win if it was people
I forgot
vote.
about Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah, people like that. I mean, it's good.
But Sekiro won, so there's no way people vote.
DMC5 won.
And the Link game won. I can't think of what it's called.
Breath of the Wild?
Yeah.
Yeah. That game sucks anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like there's no way that like normal people like us would be able to vote.
Well, I'm
It's
not a
gotta be
gamer.
like some higher agenda.
Yeah, that's the gamers. There's normal people, and then all the way up here are the gamers.
But I'm a gamer.
Yeah, that's why there's this disparity between us. Anyway, that's cool. Dr. Uckman. Sure, whatever. I don't know if this is going to change anything for me, but good for him.
He's just gonna ruin the third part too. I know it. I know it. Next thing he's probably gonna make Ellie like happy in the next game. Gross.
Isn't
that just a terrible
That's
idea?
so gross. He's probably gonna,
How dare Ellie have happiness?
Probably gonna have Ellie kill herself with a golf club in the next one.
Oh, that would be.
How would you pitch?
Genius.
What is your Last of Us Part 3? Let's just do
like
it.
actually?
Yes, like actually Last of Us Part 3. What is it?
Okay, so Abby.
Actually, wait. Let me see. I forget if I have this set up yet.
Oh, okay. We might be doing a cool thing in a few seconds.
Okay, check this out.
Heck
Hey,
yeah.
yeah.
Here's
okay.
the pitch.
What do you got for us? What's your pitch for Last of Us Part 3?
Okay, so let me think. Abby and Lev left on the boat, right?
Yes.
At the end.
Yeah.
They leave on the boat,
Ellie went home.
and Ellie goes home, but Dina's not there.
Yes?
Yeah, because then she like plays the guitar and then leaves. And they have a baby, right? They have Jesse's baby.
Yes.
Okay. Part 3 is going to be a time hop.
I agree.
The baby will be not old, but old enough to like fight clickers. It's hard. It's hard to think of how they could wrap the story up. What's his brother's name? Joel's brother? Tommy. He's got to get wrapped up into this. He's got to be a villain.
He could do a heel turn. Yeah.
He's got to be a villain in the third game for sure, because he's gonna like hate Ellie.
Yeah, he's messed up about it.
He's got to like hate her now. So I guess he's like a villain.
Sure.
Maybe he kills Dina with the golf club.
Okay, I have sort of an idea.
I don't know. I have no idea with Abby and Lev though.
Here's my pitch.
Okay.
We go 15 years in the future. So the baby's like 16 or whatever. Or 15,
That's
I guess.
crazy. That's like, we're like 70, 80 years into the apocalypse now.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
The mushrooms, the mutation, it's changing.
Oh, yeah.
There are vast areas of land that are mushroomified. There's spores outdoors. There's certain places that you just can't go anymore, because there's spores there and normal people will inhale them. And it's like entire forests are just like spore forests, right? And so Ellie being immune and everything, it's no problem. But she's seeing like communities getting wiped out, people going out to hunt and coming back as clickers. Well, they don't come back, but they're like, oh, where do they go? Oh, they're all clickers now. Oh, whoops, fuck. And so she has to go out and she's like, we need to figure this out. Maybe she is away from. Maybe she's trying to get back to Tommy or something. Like something's going on.
Okay.
So she gets back, and she starts running into other people who are like, wait, I'm immune too, right? And you have the regular people and the immune people, and the immune people are like, fuck those normal people. We just need to wipe them out. We can't risk any more infected, so they just start killing anybody who can get infected, just like normal people, right? And then he's like, no, that's fucked up because all the people I love, they're probably normal. Like, there's no way to tell unless you do it, so whatever. I don't know how Abby and Lev come back.
Yeah, that's the tough one.
That is very tough. If they even come back, it'd be weird if they didn't, I feel, but
they have to.
I feel like they'd have to. I still feel like Tommy could be kind of the wedge where it's like, how can Ellie really have our backs if she's immune? You know, there's no way she could root for us. Maybe Abby and Lev turn out to be the people who have her back at the end of the day. But that's what I'm seeing. It's like the world's changing, and it's the immune versus the normies.
Yeah. It's got to be something like drastic, though.
Right. It's got to be something insane.
I don't know. I'm excited, though. I'm kind of excited for the part 3.
I hope it happens, because really 2 does feel like, again, because I felt kind of about it right when it ended, but the more I thought about it, the more I liked the characters. I was like, okay, this makes a lot more sense. So as a trilogy, I feel like the whole series would just be a lot easier to swallow and be like Ellie's story. Here we go. Because when you play the first game, you're like, oh, it's Joel's story.
Psych.
Yeah, and then you
Golf
find
club.
out that really it's about Ellie. Or is it?
Maybe it's about
Sarah.
Abby.
Oh. But no, it being Ellie's story, I think bringing the immunity back into the forefront, because it wasn't really that much of a thing in the second game.
No, it's just like that one time when she reveals to Dina that, hey, I'm immune.
So I think rolling that back in for the final part could be a great way to go. And who knows how they end it. Maybe they're like, oh, maybe there's hope for a future, or maybe there's not. It's up to them to decide. I would hope they went for something a little more.
I don't know. If it's like 70 years
yeah.
into the apocalypse, like, there's no hope.
Well, they could do the vaccine, you know?
Yeah,
so vaccine's like, oh, so now normal people can't get infected either. But again, they kind of, in part 2, the whole point was that's not an option anymore.
Yeah.
Which would make that conflict much more difficult. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it happens. I feel like it must.
Oh, it'll happen.
Are they?
The Druckmeister's on it.
The Cuckmeister. When did the first game's DLC come out? It would have already come out for the second game, right? So they're like not doing a DLC story. I don't know what they do.
Oh, I don't know.
So,
yeah, no, they just released like that special mode they had, the fractured mode or whatever. Yeah. No, that's Demon's Souls.
Okay. But there was something
grounded mode. That's what it's called. Yeah. It was like if you die, you literally have to restart the game.
Oh yeah, the like Iron Man thing. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I hope it happens. I would be down for it.
Yeah. Frick yeah.
Okay, now finally.
Wow.
Oh boy,
guys, we just made it to the spotlight.
Spotlight where we're talking about video games. But to be fair, we've been talking about video games for a sec, so that's good. Let's go. We have just a bunch of video games from the
latest gen.
Not the latest. Latest would be the newest, wouldn't it?
Well, not counting the PS5.
Basically, 2013 to now.
Yes.
Games. Just a warning. 99% of these are going to be PS4 games. I have one. Wait, no, I don't. These are all playable on the PS4. Whoops.
Mine too.
Some of them you can play on other machines, but these are all playable on the PS4. And I think even my honorable mentions are all playable on the PS4. So,
wow.
Why don't you start us off? Just a game that you've played in the last gen that you're like, dang, I want to talk about it.
All right. I'm just going to start it off hot. When I first got my PlayStation 4, there was a bundle I could get. I had the choice between 4 games. Let me try to recall these 4 games.
Okay.
Little Big Planet 3. Far Cry 4.
Okay.
I don't remember the other one, but...
Was it FIFA?
I don't know.
Okay.
But the other one was a little game called Destiny. And I chose that game.
Dinklebot. Activate.
And honestly, that game has changed my life.
Here comes the hive.
We awoke in the hive.
Yeah.
Destiny 1 and 2, both on PS4.
Yes.
Talked about the latest Destiny DLC in our last episode, but I mean, what can I say about this game?
Well, what kind of game is it, maybe?
It's a action RPG MMO.
They're called MMORPGs.
Action MMORPG.
Yeah. Cool. Shooter. First-person shooter.
First
FPS
FPS
MMORPG.
MMORPG.
FPS MMORPG.
Sci-fi FPS action MMORPG looter shooter.
Schluter.
That's what Destiny is.
Yes, that's very accurate.
And I'm sure everybody knows what Destiny is. It was probably the most hyped game ever at its time.
10-year plan.
It's going. We're at like 7
on the second game.
Yeah, but they're sticking with it now.
Yeah.
And then it's probably like the most hyped up game ever. Yeah. Now we have Cyberpunk, which might beat it. But
maybe. When
Destiny was coming out, it was like a huge deal.
It was up there with like No Man's Sky too.
And it had a kind of a rocky start.
Yeah. Was I in there at the beginning? I don't think I was. I think I adopted a few months in at the very least.
Oh.
But I was there.
It had a rocky start. But then it got better with more DLCs. And then it got worse.
Well, really, that was
a roller coaster.
Always been the thing with Destiny that I've noticed, and I kind of caught on, I think, by the second game at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
It was they'd release a DLC, and it was good. And then the next one they released would be bad. And then the next one would be good. Then the next one would be bad.
Yeah.
So because they do too much, and then they'd like course correct. And they just do it over and over with trying new things, which is very fun for them to experiment that way. I found it very rewarding to keep content alive for people. Personally, there's a lot of aspects of just the core design, of just the grindiness of certain things to get like, oh, you want this weapon. Obviously, this changed throughout the game's lifetime. But it's like you get a weapon. Oh, you got the weapon, but it's the wrong roll. You need to get a better abilities on this thing or whatever. And that always bothered me a bit. I never worried about that too much. If I got the weapon, I was like, okay, cool. I'll just look at it and not worry about it too much. But aspects of stuff like that is the one thing that kept me from really diving deep into Destiny. Mostly because I just wanted to play other things more.
I, on the other hand, have dived extremely deep into this game. It has its problems, but as far as like the world building and the art and the lore is actually, I know a lot of people really hate on Destiny for like the story, especially in like the first game.
Well, okay, say what you're gonna say.
Because like the first game story might not be like the best, but they're getting better, especially as of late of telling the story in the game.
The point I was gonna get to.
Right. Because if you don't do that and you don't read the lore, you're just kind of like, what the heck?
Because there's a little bit of lore in the game, but especially when the first game came out, 95% of the lore was on a website that you had to go to separately to read the lore. Like you couldn't get it in the game anywhere.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, okay. So if you just played the game and didn't even read the little bit that you get in the game, like weapon and armor stuff, if you didn't even read those, you'd be totally in the dark. You'd be like, what the hell is going on? Why should I care about any of those people?
Yeah.
But then again, a lot of people just play because, shoot gun fun. So do much.
It is really fun.
It is.
And it's just like the community that has like came around this game is, every community has its people, but like just especially the support from Bungie and just the community the game has built is like so incredible, and there's so many incredible people, and there's these things called raids which are in the game. It's like the hardest thing you can do. It takes like 6 people to do them. You need a whole fire team.
That's also why I don't like it, because I just hate playing with people.
Okay.
I don't like to rely on other people to have fun.
Okay, that's not the game for you then, I guess. Yeah. You can solo play Destiny, but not really.
Not really.
But the thing is, I literally met one of my best friends on this game. LFG'd him doing the Crota raid. Literally, me and a couple of my buddies doing the Crota raid. Couldn't beat Crota. LFG'd some dudes, just some random dudes. We beat Crota, and then we literally just chilled and talked the whole night. And then we just ended off, and we've been friends for 5 years now. And, I mean, he lives in Arkansas. We've visited each other. Like, we're just, we're best friends now. It's crazy from this video game. So, obviously, this game's had an extreme impact on my life. And I think now, especially since Forsaken on, I mean, the game, we're killing it. I think Destiny's killing it right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
I think it's not as good, but sure, whatever you say.
Well, yeah, we have different.
Yeah,
You're more of a single player game dude.
for sure.
I like single player games, but my heart is with the multiplayer
Well, compared to
games.
your Destiny friends, like a ton.
Right,
You're
yeah.
much more single player guy. I like games too, though.
Yeah, you do.
I don't think any on my list are even close to being like Destiny or Destiny 2. What's the closest? Like XCOM, maybe? Well, I already said it. XCOM 2, War of the Chosen.
Yeah.
Firaxis Studios or something. 2017 is when the final expansion came out. 2016 is the original game. I'm talking about the expansion because it's like the full game. It is a strategy game, right? So you got a bunch of units and you're fighting off this alien threat. And basically, it's kind of like, if you know, I guess like Fire Emblem almost, where you have characters and they can die, except all the characters in this are just randos. There's not, well, there are War of the Chosen. Most of them are just randoms. But you get an attachment to these people, these little dudes that you like command around. And it's, in this one, you're like this rebel force. Aliens basically won. They're kind of ruling Earth, and you're just trying to take it back. And it's just, the design of the game is super fun. I love strategy games. They're kind of my thing, I guess, sometimes. I like sitting there and thinking it's not fast-paced. You can take as much time as you need, and can make you feel worse. If you take like 20 minutes on one move, you're like, this'll be it. You make the move, and then totally wiped, everybody's dead, and then you just got to move on with the game. You're like, oh, well, I'm glad I wasted 20 minutes making the wrong decision.
Making the wrong decision.
Or when you're like, oh, cool, I flanked this sectoid. I'm right behind it with my shotgun. I've got a 95% chance to hit. Nope, it's got 1 health left. My shotgun does 5 damage. Perfect. 95%? Oh, well,
yeah, miss.
Sorry, 5% chance. It's just not your day. Yeah, it can get pretty rough in XCOM 2, especially if you're playing on the harder difficulties. But I don't know. It's just fun if you want a little bit of thinking. If you like Mario versus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, it's the same game.
Never played. Never played that.
But yeah, it's cool. XCOM, great series.
XCOM 2. I've never played it.
You should. It's fun.
It always seemed interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. XCOM 2.
What do you got?
Up next. This is a game franchise that's been very popular for a while. I'm talking about the game Battlefield 1.
Oh, yeah.
But the franchise Battlefield, but specifically the game Battlefield 1.
Right.
Which they took it back in time, all the way back to World War I for some Battlefield action.
Cool.
Which was interesting at the time. This was the time when, like, Call of Duty kept on going, what?
That was the one that had women, wasn't it?
No.
Wait, really?
I think that's Battlefield 5 has the women.
Oh.
But
Well,
it could be wrong.
I thought 1 because it was like women didn't fight and people were really mad.
I think, yeah, that's Battlefield 5. I think Battlefield 1 was where they had the black guy on the thing.
Oh.
And they were like, black people weren't in World War I.
They weren't invented yet.
So, yeah, whatever. But
I'm surprised you picked this one. Just
me too. Yeah. But I really was thinking about it. And this game was kind of not a phenomenon, but it was like a real experience, especially when it first came out. Battlefield has always been really cool. Have you played any of the Battlefields?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so Battlefield is just like, I mean, it's like huge, open, giant scale warfare. It's like the opposite of Call of Duty.
Right.
Call of Duty is like real condensed, fast paced
Mm.
gunfights. Battlefield's a lot more big, tactical, tanks, helicopters, jets, all that nonsense. Battlefield 1 took it back. And the thing that was really cool about this game was they had this mode called Operations.
Okay.
And in these things called Operations, it would be a whole game. It would be like 64 on 64, or like 32 on 32 or something like that. Crazy numbers. And it would be like this humongous air map. I mean, like way bigger than anything. It would be like a combination of like 10 maps in the game. And they would be all in one. It'd be like an area in World War I where a battle was happening, like France versus like whatever.
Yeah.
And you would get one of the teams, and there would be like a story behind like this battle. Like you'd be fighting in a real battle during World War I, and you would basically, one team would be the attacking team, and one team would be defending, and you would just push and you try to capture the zones. And if you captured the 2 zones, it would open up the next part, and the one team would have to fall back, and the other team would push forward. And the objective was to push all the way through, right?
Yeah.
And this was just an incredible game mode. It would take forever. I mean, you'd be in like the game for a long time. But the thing was like, once you captured like the point and the enemy team started retreating, all your dudes would do like this like epic like war cry.
Yeah.
And you would like do this charge thing, and you would just like charge down this hill. Like everyone, like all your teammates just like running down this hill, and there's like freaking explosions and stuff. I mean, it was so immersive, and just like the experience of like this, it was crazy. You can watch videos of Battlefield 1's got to be one of the most like cinematic like war games.
Cool.
It is really incredible, and they have these huge like war blimps that would like fly around, and you could like explode them, and the whole thing would just crash into the ground and like change the map. I mean, this game was freaking crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. If I didn't sell it, I'm sorry, but it's free. I know on the PS5 it's free.
Can you still play it?
Yeah,
Like people are still active?
I think so, because they did that like PS Plus thing, whatever, for like the PS collection.
Yeah.
And I know Battlefield 1 was one of the games, so it's probably kind of having a revival right now, actually.
Cool. For people who have PS5s.
Yeah, so 10 people.
10 people.
10
yeah.
people.
10 people, but they all have 800 PS5s.
Yes.
So it's okay.
And they're just playing all of them at the same time.
Yeah. All right. That sounds fun, I guess.
I like it.
It sounds pretty cool.
It's funny. We have like very similar taste in movies,
Yeah.
but when it comes to games, we're almost like opposite.
Yeah. Because I have good taste.
Battlefield 1 rocks. I know people back me up on this. Come on.
No, it seems cool, but
Where are my Battlefield 1 heads?
I don't know. You say immersive, but the immersiveness for me kind of goes out the window when people are like hopping and like 360ing and doing all that. And
Just look up like Battlefield 1 cinematic multiplayer.
okay, sure. I guess I should talk. I'm going to go in order now because I don't care. I'm going to talk about a little game, which the new one just came out. The 7th in this. Well, actually, it's like the 14th.
Oh.
The numbers. Well, it's not number 7. Whatever. Yakuza. The series, but specifically 0 because that came in 2015 from Sega / their inside studio called Ryuga Gotoku Studio, which I think means Like a Dragon Studio.
Oh, that's cool.
Because the 7th one, Yakuza Like a Dragon, just came out, and it's a new protagonist. It seems like a cool game. It's like different gameplay. It's like turn-based, because this, I hear people liken it to GTA, and that's just like wrong. It's really not.
Would
like
you say
that.
insulting?
No, GTA is a good game. I wouldn't be insulted by being compared to it.
Okay.
But it's just like it's not really like that at all, because it's just this little neighborhood, basically. You know, this like 12 block area, and you just kind of walk around. There's people that'll just fight you. They're drunk. They'll fight you for no reason. You're a Yakuza man, which is like a Japanese mob, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you go around and you beat people up for justice. You're the worst. You play as Kiryu in the mainline games up until now with the new ones. But Yakuza 0 is the prequel, so it's when he's youngest. And you're the worst criminal ever. Like, you're a criminal, but you like save puppies from like being beaten, and you like adopt children into your orphanage.
Wow.
And, like you just do. I mean, I'm pretty sure the orphanage is like a tax shelter, so like whatever.
Okay.
But it's still, you're taking good care of the kids and everything. And so it's like a brawler, I guess. You've got like different styles of fighting you can do to beat up these like hooligans and these other Yakuza members and stuff like that. And there's always a generally thrilling crime story, underside of the city, mob boss stuff going on, which is, in like most of the games, really entertaining. Especially in Yakuza 0, I thought it was really fun to see these characters' origins, because I think in the first game it's like 20 years after Yakuza 0 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's very fun. And the thing that gets me about this game is that you go from this really gritty, serious crime drama, right, where everyone's taking off their shirts and revealing their big back tattoos and just punching each other to death.
Yes, right.
And then you get into like the open world sections, and you get these little side quests where you see this little like 6-year-old boy who's like, please buy me pornography, and you go, okay.
What?
Right? Or you go to the hostess club, and you run it, and you dress up all your little hostesses as, just give them makeovers, complete makeovers, and just it's like, oh, does this guy need a refill on his water? It's like, oh, gotta go grab it. And then you go out, and it's like, you killed my son, right? It's very fun. The bunch of mini games, like batting cages, stuff like that. You can go eat at different restaurants. Very fun world just to exist in for a little bit, and gameplay's cool.
Yakuza.
Interesting characters and stuff. Yeah, it's good series.
I've also never played those games.
Right. Yeah, they've gotten more popular probably since Yakuza 0. Before that, they were really like niche, I think.
Oh.
But I knew about it before then because I'm cool.
Yeah, I know. You're like so indie.
I'm like so indie. I'm so hipster. Anyway,
Cool.
You got another one?
I do. This game goes by the name of Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
Cool.
Which doesn't make any sense, because how can a shadow die?
Well, because damn it. They die when the sun is directly above. I don't know.
Exactly. So, this is the latest From Software game.
Yeah.
Completely going away from their acclaimed Dark Souls series and Bloodborne, and switching gears to Sekiro. It's same style kind of game.
It's tough as nails. You gotta work at it.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's got a whole new combat system that's unlike any of the other games. There's no blocking, really. There's no defense in the game. It's 100% offense.
Sure, yeah.
Basically. And you have to like deflect attacks. You don't block, you deflect and then counter.
Which is very cool.
Or whatever. And it's insanely fast paced, and it is an unbelievably difficult game.
It's basically a rhythm game.
Yeah, but once you get it, that's what I'm getting to. This is like one of the most satisfying games to like get good at, because once you get good and you figure it out and you start hitting those perfect deflects and you're just absolutely manhandling everything, you feel really good,
like a superhero.
But then you get to the final boss and he whoops your ass like 57 times in a row.
Yeah.
But then you beat him,
and man,
and it's like the greatest feeling. I don't think I've ever felt better ever in a video game than when I beat Ishin.
Nice.
In Sekiro.
That's cool. I was
Were
there.
you there?
I was
yeah,
there.
I was like, you were there
when that happened. It's very cool.
That was a moment.
Yeah. And now you can go beat the game 3 more times, and you'll get a costume.
Yay. And yeah, notoriously, like, no DLC was released for the game
until like a month ago or
and
whatever.
Like, it's not even DLC. It's like an extra mode or like whatever.
Costume. There's like 2 costumes.
Yeah. But this game was awesome. And won Game of the Year.
Yeah.
So it's got to be pretty good, right?
Probably.
It's not like Best Picture at the Oscars.
No.
Game of the Year is kind of respectable, I think.
Yeah, usually.
Unless you're Breath of the Wild.
Oh, I never played it. It just looks bad. I guess I'll go for kind of a weird choice. It's kind of cheating a little bit. Because I'm talking about a series, and that's the Walking Dead series of games from Telltale.
Clementine.
Now, here's the thing. The first game, the first season, is really good. I like it a lot. Lee is a really cool character, and his relationship with Clementine is very interesting. It's that father-daughter thing that we were seeing a lot at the time, I guess, because of The Last of Us 2 as well. Very interesting. The first game's really good. Second, third, fourth, I think there's 4.
Oh, wow.
Not as...
Not so much.
Just because when you get to the second, third, more specifically, I guess the second and the third game, is when the illusion really starts to reveal itself, where you're like, oh, of course none of my decisions from the first game really mattered. You know? It's like you get to the second game, it's like, oh, you know these characters that like you thought you saved? Oh, well, they're dead now because we have new characters for you. You know?
Right.
And it happens like every game, basically. It's like all the characters that you thought were okay, nope, they're dead at the start of the next game because who knows if you went with them or the other people, so we have to kill everybody. But overall, looking back on it, again, it's like the Joel and Ellie thing we said. This is Clementine's story. She's the one we follow throughout the rest of the games. It is pretty satisfying. The fourth game had all the troubles because Telltale stopped being a company.
Right, yes.
And then Skybound had to come in and prop it up and finish it because all the fans were very happy about it. I took a look. I just thought this was interesting. I took a look at the sales of Telltale games. Season 1 of The Walking Dead sold like hotcakes. I don't think the sales of the rest of their games forever matched with the sales for the first one. Like, it was dire how little people were actually playing the game, because when you figure out that your choices don't matter, you're kind of just like, I guess I'll just... I don't know if this is true, but I assume people are like, oh, I'll just watch someone play it, like on YouTube, and that'll be enough. That's what I did.
Yikes. This is a yikes moment.
I played the first season, and then I watched the rest, and hey, it was still a good experience. But, I don't know. People make that argument a lot, that watching people play games will dissuade people from buying them. And I don't agree with that, except for when there's not really gameplay.
Yeah. When
even the decisions don't matter, it's really, you're just watching cutscenes. So,
well,
still good though. I'm a slut for zombie things, so it
yeah,
works
right.
out.
Going off of that,
sure.
I'll talk about a game where your decisions do matter.
Okay.
It's called Until Dawn.
Yeah. Would it have existed without The Walking Dead?
I don't know.
Who knows?
This is probably, I don't know.
I'm actually playing that right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it your first time playing it?
Yes.
Cool. Is this the game that like perfected the butterfly effect style of games? Was this like the big game changer? It felt like it, at least I think at the time. This was so. Like people were like, "Oh wow,
it's actually
this is a thing that you can do."
I mean, personally, I haven't done much research into it, so I actually don't know how good or bad it is at that. All I know is that Rami Malek's in it.
He is.
Yeah.
What a crazy time.
Yeah.
Until Dawn is a game about a group of kids, teenagers, at this weird, creepy cabin on this mountain. Snowy mountain. And what was it? Two girls die.
Yeah.
There. And then they're like, oh man, this sucks. But then they're like, let's go back. So they go back, and that's the game, when they go back.
The rest of the stuff that happens.
What happens. And it's a choose-your-own-adventure style game where your decisions really matter in this game, except for one character who dies every time, no matter what you do.
As far as I know, again, I said I hadn't done much research. It's not so much, like, basically what the decisions matter is life or death.
Yeah.
Like, that's where it ends. It's not like, oh, this character goes a different path in life. It's just like, oh, they either live or they die. And I think that's a really effective way of doing it, because having them change their motivations and stuff like that's very complex. But having it be just like, oh, this storyline will continue or it won't, makes a lot more sense for just leading up to like the finale of a game.
But yeah, and especially I know there's like a few like small things that don't really matter. Like I know there's this one thing where it's like you have a choice really early in the game to like
throw a snowball at a squirrel.
Yeah. And if you do it,
you die.
No, but it's like I'm trying to remember. There's the one black guy who gets taken by a Wendigo at one point, and he's like trying to fight it off him. And no matter what you do, he will die at that point. That's like pretty far in the game. He gets his like head on a hook.
Okay.
He will die at that point unless like way earlier in the game, you chose to like not open the door for somebody or something like that.
Right.
Like one of those that was like
weird
crazy.
Choice. Yeah.
And it's just stuff like that's kind of cool. And the game has like I think there's like 8 characters,
something like that,
and like any number of them can live. You can have all of them live the entire game, or all of them can die,
right? Yeah.
Or like half and half. So the replayability of the game is actually really high. I've played it, I think, like 3 times.
Oh, wow.
I think so, yeah. 2 or 3 times. Playing it different kind of ways. Like, the first time I played, I always just choose, like, what I would do.
Yeah.
And then, like, the second time I tried to do, like, what I think the character would do at the moment.
That's interesting, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, this game, I really like this game. It's a horror game, too, so kind of fun.
I heard the sequel's good, too, Until Dawn, Rush of Blood. It's like a VR roller coaster.
Really?
Yeah, there's no plot. It's just roller coaster.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I think I have it. I don't have VR, though.
Interesting. And the Wendigo are scary.
Yeah, and then there's Flamethrower Man.
Yeah, he's the only thing. He dies every time. It doesn't matter what you do. He will die.
And then there's a therapist, too. They recently made what they had another one that they made. It's Until Dawn, but it's a new game.
Detroit Become Human?
That is Quantic Dream, who did Beyond Two Souls that we talked about earlier.
Oh.
Until Dawn is somebody else. They did, I think it was called Man of Medan.
Oh.
And they did something called Little Hope as well, but I don't know anything about that one. Man of Medan was the same exact thing. It was shorter, but it was about a bunch of kids on a boat who get on a boat. Like, they get on a small boat, and then they get on a bigger boat.
Nice.
And then...
Is it haunted or something?
Yes. Well, yes, it is haunted.
Interesting.
And there's also, like, pirates who are also being haunted.
Nice. I like it.
It's cool. It's decent. That game literally has a decision that happens in the first 10 minutes that whatever you decide will decide if that character lives or dies at the end of the game.
Wow.
And I thought... But it makes sense. It's not one that you're like, oh, that's stupid. You're actually like, wait, I get that one.
Interesting.
It's kind of cool, but it is infuriating. Because you're like, God damn it. I made that decision so long ago.
Yeah. Something, one more thing that was, you just talk about infuriating.
Yeah.
They do, with the new PlayStation 4 controller or whatever at the time, they do this thing where, like, sometimes if, like, one of the Wendigo creatures is close to you or something and you're hiding, you have to hold the controller, like, really still.
Yeah.
And for a gamer like me, that's kind of hard. Because, you know, shaky. And it's, like, really sensitive. So I remember one time, at literally the end of the game, I'm, like, really trying really hard to save Sam.
Wait, how do you hold your controller?
It, like, senses, like, the light bar.
No, how do you...
When it tells me to hold still, I'm like this.
Oh, because that's not... I play games, I put my controller down on the table, and I just maneuver it like this. So I would just take my hands off.
Oh, is that what you do?
And then it wouldn't move.
Well, there we go. But anyway, and I know towards the end there's a part where you have to stay still.
Or you die.
Yes, or if you move, then you die. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, sitting still, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And it's taking forever.
Yeah.
It feels like it, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like freaking out, and then I start shaking.
Yeah.
And then I died, and I got really mad because I was like, this is fucking stupid.
I think they had something like that in Alien Isolation where, like, if you had a mic and you made noise, the alien would know.
That's a great game, too.
That is good. Honorable mention, Alien Isolation.
Yes.
That is a good game.
Alien, it's scary. That game is scary.
It is.
Talk about scary games. Alien Isolation will make you pee.
And it was like the beginning of the generation too, wasn't it?
Yeah, Alien Isolation will make you pee.
Here's one that you can play on PS4, but I didn't play on PS4, and I don't want to talk about this game. I want to talk about something else, but I can't.
What?
I want to talk about Divinity Original Sin 2 from Larian in 2017, but I can't because I haven't beat that game.
Oh my
so
gosh,
I don't feel confident
Baker.
talking about it. But I did beat a game from 2015 developed by Obsidian called Pillars of Eternity. And it is, I think they're called CRPGs. So you get like the isometric view, and you have like those abilities where it's like, oh, you can use it twice a day, and then you need to rest at an inn, and then you can use the abilities again, something like that.
Okay.
And it's a game where your choices matter.
Wow.
You know, since it's a CRPG, there's not everything is voiced, so there's just like a lot of text between characters. You get like 7 or so companions who can like join your party.
Oh, nice.
They all have like backstories and quests associated with them and their pasts and everything, and how you resolve those quests and how you resolve quests in certain areas where they might end up will affect their ending. And of course, they can all just die, so they can all have an ending where it's just like, yep, they're dead in the ground. Good night. And it's about, you're a dude, I don't remember, or a girl, you know, create a character. And you've got this like weird soul. Babies are being born without souls in this game.
Oh, okay.
And basically they're like, try to fix that, please. And that's the game.
Easy.
I guess a lot of it does boil down to the decision you make right at the end of the game, but there are a lot of decisions that happen that you can fix. Because basically at the end of the game, they're like, oh, what do you want to do with the souls? Like, you found them. What are you going to do with them? It's like you can give it to a certain god, or you can like eat them, or just destroy them, you know, or just send them, just like pour them out on the ground. You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
You know? And that is like the main thing with the story. But I thought it was a very fun game. If CRPGs aren't for everyone, you know, it's the, you know, select your skill like 1 through 9, do it, you know, or how are you going to spec for strength? Are you going to put it into your intelligence? You know, athleticism, what are you going to put into? And your stats actually affect your conversations, which I think is cool.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's like, oh, you are a mage user, so you only have 10 strength. Well, you can't climb this rock cliff. You have to find another way around. You have to get a grappling hook, or you have to do something.
Mm.
And I think stuff like that's really cool. Going into like exploration and conversations, not just like battles. I think that's very neat. And it was good. Second one, I haven't played yet because I've been playing Divinity Original Sin 2. But that game, I'm playing co-op, which is very neat because they put you in these big maps and you have a partner with you, you know, just a friend that's playing with you. I think you can have multiple, but I'm just playing with one other guy. And they're just like, go. And I can go on one side of the map and be doing quests over here, and he can go all the way to the other side and do quests over there. And we don't even have to meet. We could just play the game separately.
Interesting.
And it is very fun to have a little buddy just around who's like a living person to be like, what do you think we should do in this situation? And if you know they're going to fuck someone up, you're like, okay, I need to talk to this person first, or else they're going to get like annihilated because they're racist to lizards or something like that, you know? Very fun game. They're also making the new Baldur's Gate 3.
Interesting.
Which looks good as well. That game, just to talk about 3 games in this section, has a character creator. You make your character. I've been told this. I don't know for sure. And then you get a second character creator, which says, now what are you attracted to? And you make like your waifu / husbando. And then they say, okay, that character doesn't appear. They just say, thanks for that information. And then you just play the game.
What?
And it's I thought that was very interesting. I really want to see what they end up doing with that. Because it's going to be like, is it a character that'll betray you? Will have like the hair you like or something like that.
Interesting.
Might be cool. But yeah, CRPGs, they're kind of neat.
CRPG, what's the C stand for?
Computer. I think. Or maybe it's classic. I don't know.
Okay. Speaking of classic, this next game, it should be a classic, but it's not. Talk about indie. Here we go.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Kung Fu Panda. Showdown of Legendary Legends.
That's a good title. We've talked about it.
But I'm going in depth now.
In depth. Okay. How's the wave dashing?
Fantastic.
The crumpet dashing.
Don't know what that is.
The DI. What's the DI like?
What that is?
I think DI is when you, like in Smash, if you get knocked in the air, it's like how much you can move after you've been hit, like how much you can.
It's bad then. It's like not at all.
Not at all. Okay.
Okay, so here's the deal with Kung Fu Panda. It's a fighting game like Smash.
It's a Smash clone, yeah.
No.
It's a PlayStation All-Stars clone, you're right.
Smash is a clone of Kung Fu Panda, Showdown of Legendary Legends.
The game that came out for the PS4?
Yep.
Okay. I guess 4 is smaller than 64.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here we go. Listen, here's the deal. It's a fighting game. It has all the Kung Fu Panda characters in it that you know and love.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious. It is just one of the funniest games ever.
Yeah.
I've had blast playing this game, but here's the big kicker. Mr. Ping. Everybody knows Mr. Ping, right?
Yeah, his noodles are the best.
Poe's father, his noodles are the best.
Mm.
But did you know
Yeah.
that Mr. Ping is the single? I feel so strong about this.
Okay.
It's unbelievable.
Okay.
Here we go. I will back this forever. He is the single most overpowered character in any video game ever.
Wow. Okay.
You cannot beat him. I promise.
Is he banned at tournaments?
If there was Kung Fu Panda tournaments, he would be banned.
Okay, fair enough.
He is so broken.
What
What?
Okay. It's
What's
like
what?
noodle foo? Like, what does he do?
His unique noodle foo
right.
and his will to survive make him an extremely tough opponent. Okay,
Yeah.
and he's got wings, right? Because he's like a goose or whatever. So he's kind of like Kirby, and he can just
Sure.
kind of like flap around. So
Yeah.
his survivability is really high too. But he has this move. We don't have a name for it.
Okay.
It's the end all. And he jumps up, you jump up, and all you have to do is pull down on the stick.
Yeah.
And he'll dump soup.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just dump soup. But it does so much damage. It's unfucking real.
Do you think it'll get patched?
It's so if you're at 100%, right? You get hit with the soup move.
Yeah.
You're at 60%
Right.
instantly. Not to mention it staggers you,
Right.
knocks you back. If he does it like almost point blank to you and you're like close to the ground, it'll just hit you into the ground and you'll just slide off the map.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
And this is the best part. You can spam it. You can just dump soup, dump soup, dump soup. No cooldown. There's nothing. You just dump soup. You can do it like 4 times in the air.
Right.
Take the best fighting game player, any of them, Smash, Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter. Take
Right, yeah.
whoever's the best out of all of the fighting game players ever and put me on Mr. Ping. I will win. I guarantee it.
What about a Mr. Ping mirror match?
A mirror match with the best player?
Yeah.
Well, he would probably win then because he's better. But I could and honestly, it could be a toss-up.
Okay, sure.
I don't know. He's so broken.
Yeah.
And that's just one move. He has plethora.
Yeah.
He can drop mines. He can instant
What does
drop.
that have to do with soup?
Okay, but it's a soup mine.
Oh, of course.
He drops soup on the ground and when
Yes.
you hit it, it blows up soup. And he can like insta put on it. It's not even like a cooldown to like.
Yeah.
It's not like a time up or whatever. Like a.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't
Start
take
up.
time. He can just put it down. And if you step anywhere near it, you're in space. It's over. You're dead.
Okay. Mr. Ping.
He's busted.
I don't think you can buy this game anymore.
It doesn't exist. That's the other thing.
You have to buy it physically, like a physical disc. You have to find one
It's crazy.
and buy it. But I don't know what's up with that. But he was so busted they couldn't sell the game
He's
anymore.
so broken. Literally, no one will understand.
They don't want him like Wreck-It Ralphing it and getting into Mortal Kombat or something.
Literally. That would be a great Wreck-It Ralph movie. They Ping. It just is like he's the villain and
Yeah.
he just goes into other games and just kills everybody
With the
because he's
soup.
so OP.
Yeah.
His noodle foo, his unique noodle foo, no one can beat it.
It's unique. It works for him. It's good luck. I'm going to move on.
That's all I have to say.
Thank God. We mentioned Bloodborne. I'm going to talk about it quick. We can talk about it because you've played it and you love it too. Well, actually, you hated this game at first.
Yeah, what was wrong with me?
I don't know. It wasn't too long that you hated it, but when you first started it, it was just different enough from Dark Souls that I think you were just kind of bouncing off of it.
I was a big baby, and I was like, where is all the weapons? Where is all the armor? Where is everything?
Yeah. I love this game. It's my favorite Souls game.
It's fantastic.
Really, really good. Bloodborne 2, never going to happen, I guess.
Rip Bloodborne 2.
But
did you ever get to play the DLC?
I did. I imported the complete edition on disc just so I could play the DLC.
You never told me about this.
Even though they might be making a remastered version, honestly, someday.
That would be so awesome. Tell me what you think of the DLC right now. I haven't heard your thoughts on the DLC. In my opinion, the greatest Soulsborne Kiro DLC.
Well, saying like that, I think that the Lady Maria boss fight is like one of the best like boss fights.
It's top 3, maybe.
Yeah, in video games, not.
Oh, in video games.
I love that fight. The music,
so
her moveset, the weapon that you get from her, and everything. It's all good, and just the lead up to it. It was a very good moment, and I liked it because I had played the game throughout, obviously already, and beaten it. So I had my character. I had his look that I liked. I had him equipped with the stuff that I like to use with him, and so it really felt like it was my character fighting this other real character in this like Souls game, which it doesn't happen too much. And I thought that was very cool.
It is cool.
I took a lot of screenshots.
I'll never forget when I fought Lady Maria for the first time.
Yeah.
When the blood turns to fire, I flipped.
Yeah.
It's an amazing boss fight with an amazing soundtrack. The whole DLC has an amazing soundtrack.
The whole game, but DLC specifically.
Yeah, the DLC specifically is like my favorite soundtrack for almost any game, probably. It's freaking amazing.
I think that game's really good. If they made a second one, I would just hope that they would make a great game like they did, and then try to expand the Chalice dungeons a little bit. The Chalice dungeons got a little
meh for you.
Yeah.
I didn't play them that much. I only did a few. I know you did like all of them.
Literally, the only thing I needed to do to get the platinum was like kill Yarnum, Queen Yarnum. So I was just like, I guess I got to do it. And I needed a weapon because one of the weapons you can only get from the Chalice dungeons, I think. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll do it. And I did it. And I got her period blood, whatever. And they were like, good job. I was like, okay. I'm going to go turn into a squid.
Yeah.
Good game.
Fantastic game.
You've also played this next one. Why don't we talk about it really quickly? God of War from 2018, Santa Monica Studio.
Fantastic
game. Really taking a series and revitalizing it, putting a whole new lifeblood into it, a new spin on the character that's still believable. The one thing that I had a problem with in this game was I don't understand Kratos' motivation when his son gets sick. Okay, and Freya's there. And then he kills the brothers, right?
Yeah.
Or one of them, right? And then he starts doing orange justice on top of his corpse. I don't really get that. And then, of course, Fortnite John shows up, and they start shooting each other. Like, that was a part of the game that I was kind of iffy on, but the rest of it was marvelous, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kratos is in Fortnite, and he can do the dances. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
You like the game, though?
It's a fantastic game.
The puzzles were very tough on you, I know.
I was going to get to this. This is one of my not brightest moments. I literally stopped playing God of War for like months. Because I thought that my version was bugged.
Like soft locked, yeah.
Because I couldn't get past this one puzzle. And I just thought that the puzzle was broken. The answer to the puzzle was just broken in my game. And I didn't want to start over.
What happened?
I got you.
Got me.
I got you. We went into the game.
And I knew where you were. I was like, oh yeah, Alfheim.
You need to help me.
Yeah.
Literally 25 seconds.
Yeah.
Justin is like, look up.
And the answer to the puzzle is just right there.
It's just right there.
Just throw your axe at the little bean.
And
months.
Literally months I didn't play this game because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And all I had to do was look up.
And I was really excited too because I was like, oh, this is really interesting to have like a bugged game. Like, I wonder what went wrong. And I was like, oh, user error.
Very bad look for me.
Anyway, great game.
Fantastic.
Hopefully, it'll be like another trilogy. That'd be really cool to see.
Yeah,
new
super
God of War
hyped for the
trilogy.
second one. Bring it on.
God of War 2, 2021. Ragnarok, we saw the teaser already. It was nothing, but it was there.
Yeah. It was like, hey, yes.
Yeah. I imagine that it'll just be like Thor's the new Baldur in that one and kind of follow the same.
Yeah, but now we know that Atreus is Loki. So
yeah,
that
hopefully
could be
he'll get
cool.
cooler abilities and stuff like that. That'll be neat.
Yeah.
What do you got?
League of Rockets.
Ooh,
it's like League of Legends, but with rockets.
Yes, I like the red one.
Rocket League. This game blew up
Yeah.
when it came out.
Then blew down, but maintained.
Now it's chilling.
Yeah.
It's got a nice professional scene.
I haven't played in a while.
Neither have I, but you were very good at Rocket League.
I
remember.
was impressed with how good I was. I don't know what was about it because I am usually really shitty at driving and like driving games.
Mm-hmm.
But since this one was so arcadey and just ridiculous, I just kind of took to it. But yeah, I got pretty okay at it.
You were good.
Yeah, I was doing aerial shots. Like I had.
I couldn't do that. I was bad at this game.
I loved playing with people who were bad at the game because it was just so funny.
It's hilarious.
Like just seeing people over and over hit the ball into their own gate just by like backing up.
Yep.
Boop.
And it just whoop, into the goal.
So it's soccer, but with rocket-powered cars.
Yes, Rocket League. I will never forget like the first week after they made it free on PlayStation. It was just some of the most fun I've ever had playing games with friends.
Yeah.
Is so funny.
And it had crossplay too with the PC.
Yeah, with PC.
That was very cool.
Yeah, it was like one of the first times.
Yeah.
Rocket League is just a hilariously fun game.
Yeah.
And if you're good at it, wow.
Yeah, I know that FaZe Obama like rules at this
FaZe
game.
Obama, like, if you get in a match against him, just surrender.
Yeah, just
Throw
quit,
up
just
the
surrender.
surrender.
It's all good.
It's over if you
And
get in the lobby with FaZe Obama.
it was surprisingly most of the time not that toxic. I had a few toxic experiences for sure.
Yes.
My favorite was when people would hit the ball into their own goal and then call me shitty at the game.
Yes.
It's like, you only won because I hit the ball into my own goal 3 times. Like, okay, well, I'll take it.
Oh my gosh. This reminds me of my favorite Rocket League story.
Okay.
Me and my friend Doug were playing 2v2 ranked Rocket League.
Yeah.
And we were getting fucking smoked by these guys. It was like 7-0.
Nice.
And so we were like, okay, we're gonna lose. So let's just start typing in the chat telling them to surrender so we can win.
Okay.
The game keeps going. It's like 9-1 at this point, and all we're doing is typing in the chat.
Yeah.
We're just like, dude, please let us win. Please just surrender so we can win. And they're just like, no.
Right.
The clock keeps on typing down, and we just keep on haggling these guys.
Yeah.
And literally, I swear to God, they surrendered the game, and we won.
Nice. I guess you were just trying to go for the pity. You were just like, guys.
And we won.
You did win.
We convinced them to lose the game on purpose. They were winning.
Yeah, I don't know.
9-1.
That's a good community right there.
I know.
That's solid.
That was my community experience.
Rocket League, bringing people together. I've only got a few left.
I'm out.
You're out? Okay.
Basically.
Well, I've got 3 that you've played, kind of. Let's talk about The Witcher 3 really quick, because everybody knows The Witcher 3 and loves it. It's on the Switch.
The Witcher 3, yay.
Witcher 3, good.
Great game.
Yennefer is the right choice. If you pick anybody else, you're stupid.
Wow. Okay.
I never played the DLC. I really need to, but I never did it.
Dang.
Blood and Wine, and then like Hearts of Stone or something. I don't know. I still want to. I'll go back to it eventually, probably. Maybe not.
I won't, because Cyberpunk exists.
Right. I don't know when I'm getting a PS5, and I'm not playing Cyberpunk on the PS4.
Neither am I. Oh, that makes me so mad. I don't want to talk about it. I just wanted to... The game is literally coming out. The game I've been looking forward to for my whole freaking life, basically. Yeah. And I can't even... I mean, I could play it, but like, why would I want to play it on not the best possible thing? You know what I mean?
You.
Oh, it sucks. Okay, anyway.
When do you think... Let's talk about it, though.
Fine.
When do you think the PS5 will be, like, done.
Like if anyone is just like,
oh, buy
let's go
PS5.
get a PS5.
Okay.
I can get it right now, easy.
Yeah.
I-
Like definitely
Summer.
until after.
It's got to be like summer next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be something crazy like that. I do still struggle with myself sometimes. I'm like, are they gonna do a pro? Should I just like wait 2-3 years for like a pro? You know?
I'm getting one literally ASAP. ASAP.
You have been trying very hard. You've been staying up to like midnight for all the things, and
It never works.
it never works. Have all your buddies been too? Like you've all been?
I don't know what they're doing. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
care. I want one, and I'm gonna get one.
Okay.
If I don't have one before Christmas, you'll see me on the news.
I thought about. I know it wouldn't work, but I still want to just walk into the Best Buy because I know the Best Buy near us has one, and just be like, "How? Please,
How much for the one that's on display?
can I just take the one that's on display? Like, come on, guys, are you checking right now?
Freaking yes, dude. Out of
Okay.
stock.
Out of stock. Yeah. Good luck. Anyway, Witcher 3, good.
Witcher 3,
Cyberpunk.
fantastic.
Has lots to live up to. I'll
Cyberpunk,
say
I
that
mean,
much.
literally like the most hyped up game ever. So
The first teaser was like 2013 or something.
literally, this is many
Better be
years
good.
in the making.
I'll be honest, they had that gameplay release. I wasn't that impressed.
I think it looks awesome.
Okay. I think it looks awesome, but it reminded me of The Division, which is a really weird thing to say.
I like the Division gameplay.
The Division, yes. I just worry about with the whole escalation of abilities, and I don't know if there's levels, but
I
just
don't know.
the escalation of what you have at your arsenal compared to like the enemies. That like if you get really awesome weapons that obliterate things, are you gonna face enemies that are gonna take 1,000 bullets to the face? And that doesn't sound very fun to me.
Mhm.
Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah,
they have a
we'll
photo
see.
mode, so you can actually see your character.
I heard the photo mode is sick.
Yeah, cool. I'm glad photo modes are being like normalized. That's great.
Normalized photo mode.
Normalized photo mode.
Please.
Did the tweet where you just repeat it 50 times and it's not annoying at all. You also played Spider-Man from 2018 from Insomniac, which are some of my favorite game developers. I love Insomniac.
Yes, Spider-Man is really fun. It's
Spider-Man-
just really fun.
I was, just swinging around. Obviously, Spider-Man 2 is the one that people compare it to all the time because that has the crazy swinging. This doesn't do Spider-Man 2, but what it does is just as good, in my opinion. Because it's a lot harder to fuck yourself over. When in Spider-Man 2, sometimes it's easy to like shoot a web too short and then you just go and slide into a wall.
Yeah.
Fun game. I was really impressed because it took me out of my superhero funk, honestly, this game. I was in a funk because of all the Marvel movies. I was kind of feeling down about it. I was like, I don't really like this new Spider-Man. I was kind of like, But I played this game and it took me right back out, and I knew it would because I love Insomniac. Story, pretty dang good, I think.
Yeah, it was a good story.
Yeah. The only complaints would be like MJ sections, maybe.
Yeah.
They were a little,
Especially the gameplay.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly.
Because you're not Spider-Man.
The part where you command him to do stuff, that was kind of cool. You remember in the museum?
Oh,
Where you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Hey, take
That
this
part
guys
was
out."
cool, yeah.
That was a nice implementation of that. I know that in Miles Morales, it's a shorter game, but it's just him. There's no other freaky stuff.
Yeah, there was a few Miles parts in the first game, right?
There was at least 2.
Yeah.
Because there was the first one where you have that app that can like destroy stuff.
That was cool.
And then with the Rhino, you're sneaking around him.
Yeah. That part was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I still think, I don't know what they're going to do for the actual Spider-Man 2. Maybe I'll know if I play Miles Morales. I don't know.
I have that game. By the way, I have it. It's
You
sitting
do.
in my room, but I can't play it.
You can't play it at all. Because, yeah, that's sad.
Yes.
Let's talk about Prey then. I wore a shirt that was a Prey shirt on, what episode was it? I think it was our action episode.
Shoot, I don't know.
Don't remember what that's called. Episode 13-ish, maybe. Anyway. Prey, Arcane Studios, 2017. They're the people who made Dishonored. Great game. I think it's called an immersive sim. Is the type. It's like a
It's very
Bioshock.
cool.
And it's a, very, very cool game. You're a guy or a girl,
Yeah, you choose.
and it's like space alien adventures.
Mm.
And that's it. You can get alien powers. You can get human powers. You can learn to play the piano.
Wow, really?
No.
Oh.
You-
I only played the first hour demo of this game.
Right. But you got to the window smash.
Yeah.
That was an awesome moment.
It is cool.
It's a very cool moment. Very great opening. I think this game has a great opening, and then it kind of slowly slides down. Getting the abilities is fun, the gameplay, but the moment to moment, especially interacting with other survivors, is like really lackluster to me. I wanted a little bit more from them because you think meeting another living person, you're like, oh shit.
Yes.
But then it always ends up being like kind of nothing.
Dang.
And then the ending, depending on how you feel about it, is either really good or stupid.
Oh.
I thought it was, well, I guess not really good. But I was like, okay, I can dig where this might go.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say about it is that there was I don't think it was free, but there was like a new game mode called Moon Crash, which was a roguelike where you're playing this other dude who would go in this computer simulation to simulate what happened on the moon, like how the aliens took over, and you'd play like one of 5 characters, and you'd go through, and if you died, you'd like, get your points, and you'd spec your characters, and you'd play it over and over until you won. And that had like a plot too, which I found very intriguing, and it was just surprisingly fun. I was thinking like a roguelike for an immersive sim. That seems weird, but it worked out. You don't have any other one you want to mention before I get to my final one? What are you playing like right now? Just anything.
I played Destiny and Smite, but Smite doesn't count because it's not a PS4 game.
Well, we're not talking about PS4 games. We're talking about any game.
Yeah, but Smite wasn't even like last gen. It's like,
how old is it? I thought it was last gen.
I mean, I guess it is, but like it's not. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it fits what
Smite sucks anyway.
About.
Okay.
Bullshit.
Persona 5 from Atlas/P Studio, which is their internal Persona 5 people or Persona people. From 2016. I think Persona 4 came out in like 2008 or something. So long wait for the next one. But Persona 3 came out in like 2006, which I'm playing right now. FES, if you want to know. Persona 5 is an anime game. Right.
Ugh.
You play as a dude. Your name's Joker.
Gross.
Your name's Joker, and you live in a society.
Oh, really?
His name is Joker. That's what they call him.
That's tough.
Because he's the wild card.
Tough one.
And the game is you're a teenage boy in high school, and you live your life, and then you find out you can summon these gross monster things and fight people in their minds. And they use their powers for good, which is nice, And the game, that's the gameplay. But the real game is talking to all the cute boys and girls and your teachers and your boss and, your everything, and building relationships with these characters and watching these scenarios play out between them. And basically getting every character to be like, wow, I love you, insert protagonist. You're so cool. And then you can feel good about yourself. And you can be like, yeah, this hot supermodel high schooler would totally be my girlfriend in real life. And you can just lie to yourself all you want.
That's the name Persona, right?
Persona 5. Very stylistic. The menus and stuff, like striking red, black, white, super stylized like that. Music is awesome. It's very kind of jazzy almost. Very fun. It is like turn-based combat, like you'd think, I don't know, I guess Final Fantasy-ish. Yeah, that too. Fun game. I don't know.
I hate the turnstile combat, by the way.
I know you do. That's why.
I only like it in Pokemon.
Literally, I think 1, 2, 3 of these games, and I guess 1's kind of stretching it. It doesn't have to be. But like 3 of these are like turn-based.
Tough look.
Yeah. Pokemon, it's like as simple as it gets.
Yeah.
Persona 5, it's still pretty simple. It's just, things have weaknesses and strengths and blah, blah, blah. And you have to learn. You don't just know. You have to learn, like, oh, what type is this? And that's kind of cool.
Interesting.
The story is, it's fun enough, like the main story. It has a mystery that is, like, horrible. There's this whole thing going on where it's like, oh, who is this dude who's killing people? And I figured it out in, like, maybe the first 7 hours. And just to clarify, it's like a 70-hour game. I think it takes actually 2 hours to get to the first gameplay section of just like clicking through dialogue and watching cutscenes and stuff like that. Like 2 hours at least.
Fun.
Kinda. Sometimes. I played the original Persona 5 Royal, adds like a new characters and like a new party member and stuff like that. Probably play it in like 10 years maybe when I've forgotten the whole game.
Rock on.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's different, you know, anime.
These animes.
But if you have nothing else to add, then I mean, I think I do have a list of honorable.
I guess I can shout out Horizon Zero Dawn, my favorite game.
Ghost of Tsushima, you just beat.
And Ghost of Tsushima. We talked about those in earlier episodes.
I'd like to Doom. Doom's good.
Doom.
Yeah. I've been playing Pokemon Ultra Sun. It's pretty good so far. Not very far. I'm like level 14 or something.
Nice.
Or, you know, my Pokemon.
I'm playing Sword right now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. How is it?
I like it. I like it's like way different than all the, because the latest Pokemon I played was like black and white.
Yeah.
And I'm missing like 3 generations in there. So like the switch from that to Sword, which is like,
what was
crazy.
Your starter?
In Sword? I don't know his name.
Well, which
it's the grass one.
The grass one. Oh, fuck. Grookey?
Maybe.
He's a little monkey with the sticks?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Bad choice.
I think he's cool.
The water type, Sobble, was the way to go.
Okay.
Just so you know.
I know. Well, now I know.
Super Hot. That was a fun game. It was like you'd move. Time would only move when you moved, and you just get attacked. Like it's different like levels. It's like, oh, these people you're at a bar, and a bunch of people with guns come in, but time only moves when you move, so you can pick up the bottles and throw it, steal their guns, and like shoot them. Very cool game.
Oh, interesting.
Civilization 6. I like the Civilization games.
Civ.
Uncharted 4. That was fun. I like that.
Didn't play.
Cities Skylines.
Trying to think of like a puzzle game. Swapper?
What the hell is that?
I didn't really play it that much, but it's like a weird game where like you're an astronaut and you have like this like flashlight thing that could like shine like a projection of yourself like somewhere, and you can like activate it to swap positions with your projection.
Yeah.
And it's like a platformer.
That's neat.
Puzzle game.
That's an ability you get in Super Hot. You can switch places.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool.
I like Picross. Those are fun games.
There's a lot of cool indie games, like real. There's one called Bound. I remember that was cool. You're like, I don't even know. I just remember it having a cool art.
What's that game where you're in the kettle and you've got like a sledgehammer and you're trying to get on top of a mountain?
Oh, it reminded me of Quap, but
yeah, but you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking.
Whatever
about.
that one is. Shout out to that one.
Is that a?
I don't. It's a game. I'm just mentioning games now.
Yeah,
Pong.
me too.
Pong's really
Pong.
good. Pong is totally pongers.
Shout out Pong and Ping, Mr. Ping. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty
I think I'm good. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
We did it. We're done with the spotlight, guys.
Wow.
Finally. Jesus Christ.
Just what a poggers moment.
What have we become? What have we become today? So what's next? I literally don't remember.
It's the reviews of the week.
Yes. Can you say it more obnoxiously?
It's the
Okay. You don't have to do that.
Oh.
All right.
No, Bidoof. I just went to my reviews and I found the one from last week where the guy's like, no Bidoof.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
no
yeah.
Bidoof in the
Okay.
movie.
Anyway, what do you got for this week?
Okay. The worst movie in the history of cinema.
Okay.
I have watched a lot of movies, and I tell you this with complete honesty. I wanted to throw up when the movie was finished. Watching this in 2020 made me want to jump out of the window. I wish I had 1 billion voters who could rate this 1 star. In that way, no one else would be deceived by this movie's rating. I just want to suffocate the guy who told me that this was the best movie he ever watched.
Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
That was kind of obvious.
And I have one more.
Okay.
This one's for a game.
Yeah.
1 out of 10. Too difficult. They made sure only people can play this game who have very good gaming skills. It was very stressful to play. You die in every 3 seconds, which caused a lot of stress. Worst game I ever tried.
Sekiro. That makes sense.
There it is.
I have I'll do 2 as well then. I beat all 3 Souls games and Bloodborne. This game's made me rage more than any other to date. I didn't make it past the first 2 hours. It's the only game I ever literally shot with my 12 gauge in a fit of rage. Terrible game. Watch somebody else play it on YouTube. You will have oodles more fun. That's from Odin Griffin from 11 months ago.
Bloodborne.
Yes.
Okay. Because I was like, it can't be Sekiro because I just did one.
And then I've one more.
Really? Too hard?
It's really bad. I hate the game. It should burn. It's really gross, and it's only for horny teens.
Persona
Anime
5.
sucks. It ruined my childhood. I just wanted to play some Persona, but now I'm addicted to hentai.
But now I'm addicted to hentai.
Oh, gamers, they're off the chain. I was reading a ton of these, and I was like, wow.
These gamers,
People
man.
really get mad when they're bad at video games.
It's crazy.
Like, I've been bad at video games before, but it doesn't make me think it's a bad game. It makes me think I'm bad at the game.
Yeah.
I guess some people just don't have that thing in their brain that tells me, wait, maybe it's me.
They don't have the Mr. Ping will to survive.
Exactly. That's what they need. They need the eye of the duck.
They need the noodle foo.
Or goose, whatever it is.
I don't know.
Duck would make sense.
Something.
I don't know. If you want to send us an email,
you can do so.
Ask us a question. Give us comments or,
recommendation for something. I don't know.
Sure, yeah. We've had that before.
Yeah. You can do that at thestaglerpod@gmail.com.
That is.
thestaglerpod@gmail.com.
If you do, it might sound something like this. Hey, guys.
Hi.
You might have touched on this during the show, but personally, I think the last gen of games was super heavy on remakes/remasters. Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, Final Fantasy, even Medieval, and Demon Souls.
Wrong.
You okay?
Demon Souls is not last gen.
That's this. Yeah, that's
Demon Souls is
gen.
PS5 new gen.
But I'm curious if there are any games that you two personally would love to see remastered, or any dead franchises you wish would come back.
Yes.
Love the show. Thanks.
Thank you for loving the show.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a very easy answer to this for me.
Sure.
It answers both questions about the remaster and franchise.
I have an answer too.
I need the Burnout 3 Takedown remaster, and I need Burnout to come back.
Yeah.
Where did Burnout go?
That's
they remastered
true.
Burnout Paradise. Like, why would they do that?
I bought that.
Me too, and I played it, and I was like, okay.
I
but
bought
like,
it because I was
where's Burnout?
hoping it would make them make the other ones.
Yeah, but, so where's Burnout 3 Takedown remaster? Give me more Burnout games. Burnout 3 Takedown is, like, in my top 3 games ever
it's like
of all
free
time.
money.
It's
Do
so fun.
It is so fun. That is a good answer. I was going to say Over the Hedge.
Oh my gosh.
Over the Hedge for the PS2 needs a remaster.
Yes.
Pronto. They don't need to make a new movie. Just remaster the game.
Honestly, if they wanted to, they could literally just remaster like the golf cart
The
mini
golf
game.
cart mini game. Exactly. That's all they need to do. Just sell it separate package.
That's what Rocket League is.
That's where they got their inspiration.
Yeah.
It was from the Over the Hedge PS2 game.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we used to like iToy a lot. If they have like their VR stuff, just
Heck yeah.
bring back iToy.
iToy was so lit.
They do
If
their
you know.
They do like Astrobot stuff, which is like, well, I guess that's not VR always, but their first one was VR, and that seems to be kind of like their new like little mascot kind of thing for that stuff. But iToy was just Kinect before Kinect, and it worked just as good.
It was literally iToy was so fun, bro.
It was shitty, but just as good as Kinect.
Literally.
The controls, but that was a fun game. Remastered dead franchises. I don't think it's dead, but I would really like another BioShock game. The last one was Infinite, and that was a while ago. That was,
a while ago.
PS3. I'd love to see another BioShock game. I don't know what they do, because obviously underwater and in the sky. Maybe they'll do one on land.
Wow, that'd be crazy if
Like
they did one
totally
just on
insane.
normal ground.
I mean, I guess they could do it like in a volcano or space. Space
Sure.
would make sense, but space is kind of like it's been done. Wouldn't it just be like Prey or System Shock again?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what they do. It'd be interesting.
I don't know either.
Maybe underwater, but in the air. So it's like a big water balloon that's propelled by propellers.
Okay, we're talking.
I could live with that. Infinite wasn't that bad. People dog on it, but it was fine.
I just remember in the trailer, the girl is like holding on to you and you fall, and then she like goes over the railing and her boobs are like crazy. That's what I remember from
You're
that
one
game.
of those people.
I'm just
Did you
saying.
play that game?
No.
Okay, well, the thing you just said has implications, is all I'll say.
Oh, I didn't know.
That's all right. Well, hey, we did it. And I just realized that we've made a grave mistake, I think.
What?
What are we doing next episode?
Oh, freak. Hold on.
Listen, okay, because we need to talk. Next episode is our last episode of the year. It'll be the 19th.
The 19th of December.
So we'll get right in there as the last episode of The Mandalorian is happening. So we'll be able to catch up with that, be done with it for season 2. And we have no idea what we're talking. I guess Christmas movies, holiday movies in general. I mean, there's a lot of Christmas movies, so we could probably focus on that. You know,
there's a lot of Christmas movies.
We could just do like a top 10 between you and me, not, just 5 from both of us. That's what we usually do. We're kind of boring. Top 11.
Ooh.
Top 12. 12 Days of Christmas. Decided.
Bruh.
Decided. 12 Days of Christmas. No Hanukkah. No Kwanzaa allowed. You'll have your time.
Boom. Let's do it.
Let's
6
do
movies, each of us.
There we go.
Christmas movies.
Christmas movies.
Christmas.
If you watch Last Christmas, we can put it on the list, but you have to watch it.
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
Won't do it.
Fair enough. Well, I guess that's gonna do it. What a chunky episode.
Crazy. I have to give a shout out though.
Yeah.
I have to give a shout out to C. If you know, you know. I love you. Thank you, C.
Thank you. I also say C, but mine is Connie Springer. Okay.
If you want us to shout you out, give us an email at thestaglerpod@gmail.com. Shout you out. Give you a shout out.
We will totally do it.
Here, hold on real quick. Yeah. We'll give a shout out to the Flash 31803 for being in our Twitch chat, just saying inappropriate things. Shout out to the Flash.
We're breaking the fourth wall here. There's a curtain that exists that we're not supposed to, mention or make note of the Twitch chat.
Sorry.
Whatever. There's your shout out. We gotta go before this turns into a train wreck. So until next time, guys, this has been The Stagler.